Give me a chord.
So I can hear. Oh man, it's so weird not hearing yourself. It doesn't feel like you're part of the show.
You're not? It's my show now.
It's my show, Grandma.
Welcome to Robert Hero.
Holy shit.
Robert Heroes.
Robert Hero.
Robert Heroes.
Robert Heroes.
Only me in the studio. No.
I'm thinking like when one of us can't make it, the other one should record an episode by himself.
And they have to do their own intro every time. He was left all alone.
I'm just gonna play the Celine Dion song all by myself.
Yeah.
Every time.
Every time. In the shower.
In the shower while I record this podcast.
Yeah, of course. And sorry, I cut you off. You were going to
introduce the show.
Oh yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah. There we go.
So, welcome back to episode 179 of the Sketchbook Heroes podcast with me, Ilias.
And me, Robert.
It's as disappointing as it sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set the bar low.
Exactly. Smithers.
That's how you always impress people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, how is life, buddy?
Life is good. But before we talk about life, this week we're going to be... We're going to talk about... No. Don't you have any songs on ideas? Because the beautiful people of the Discord... Who was it, Sarah?
People.
That wanted to hear about ideas and how...
Becker.
Or the lack of them, or...
Becker wanted ideas.
Okay,
and
Becker was
Sarah
the
wanted ideas. And
Okay, cool. Somebody wanted us to tell... Donna wanted us to talk about embarrassment. Like super embarrassing moments. We're not those people.
So, not enough people wrote in, so we're just going to talk about whatever we want.
No, we're going for ideas, and I think it's a good topic because usually the problem isn't ideas, it's the lack of ideas.
Yeah, but it's also nice to kind of define what defines a good idea. Like for you, for me, for everybody, we're going to answer all your questions.
Yes,
never.
We're going to derail in and out of the topic.
Around all of the good ideas.
There will be a nugget of gold somewhere in this episode.
Yeah. You just
maybe.
Snorkel on. And
it's like swimming in the dark until you hit something and like, oh shit, this is good.
Yeah, I wanted this in my face. Great. Yeah. So how you been?
It's been a COVID full week. After last episode, my son got stomach flu, COVID. My daughter got COVID. Me and my wife managed to not get it, so we're good.
Yeah.
I got a lumbago or whatever the fuck it's called. Ryggskott in Swedish.
Back shot.
Back shot. Yeah, shot off my back basically. Yeah.
So much cooler.
So my back has been fucked since Saturday. And the way I got it was by bending my legs a little, basically. Like it was, I did nothing. I just woke up. I was just going to I got some coffee in me and then I moved basically. And it just snapped.
This is kind of when, that orange envelope that you get in the mail once a year
starts to matter. Yeah,
actually,
the pension. The pension. It's time to open that now and see what the fuck is.
What are we dealing with here? Is it time?
Dude, and I was feeling like, despite from the whole COVID thing with the kids and everything, I was feeling the best I've felt in months.
Awesome.
And then just my back. So I think my beard just got more grays in it. I don't know. And from that moment on, I've been so restless, but I haven't, the first 2 days, I wasn't able to walk normally, The first day I didn't walk. I just laid on the couch for a full day until I wanted to sort of claw my way out of my own body, like you've done, you've basically...
You've been living the dream.
Yeah, but no, not when it's forced upon you.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. That restless feeling that you can't, get away from. And I was so... I was going to go to the gym. That was, the first thing that I was going to do. I was going to work out, and then that happened instead. And the rest of the day... just nothing happened. And then Sunday, nothing happened. Monday, I could start walking about without feeling like a moron. And
but then I was too afraid.
No. But that was no. That was still COVID. So
Yeah.
I think on Tuesday we were fine, but prior to that I couldn't leave the house. So.
Yeah. No,
So,
I was like, I felt kind of bad not coming in, but I was also like,
that was good.
I work with people. I need to actually make money. Like if there is a slightest chance of you maybe having it but not feeling it, then safety first.
Yeah, but I did test myself, so
Yeah.
you were good.
Nice. So no AIDS. Good.
Yep.
Yeah. But COVID.
But it's fine.
But.
What?
I don't know.
So that was my week.
Yeah.
Also started playing new video games and waiting for more video games. I haven't drawn shit. How are you? Just to add that I haven't done anything creative.
I have forced myself to do something creative. It hurt every second along that way.
You're supposed to put the pen on paper, not...
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, if it helps. No, I kind of promised that I was going to do a Peacemaker tribute piece, fan art, and I just realized that I hadn't done that after I said it. So, yeah, I just took it upon myself to get that done and try to get out of the slump that I'm in. It's not really a slump. It's just me choosing not to create anymore.
Same.
Not, there's no
Since
inspiration.
I'm not feeling it. Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. But I kind of feel bad about it anyways. It's been a part of, daily life forever, and now all of a sudden you just don't feel like it anymore.
No, I think it's last year.
What's
Last
that
year
about?
just kind of, I burnt the candle on both ends and some more. Like wherever I could, like
I just
reach
started
with
in
the
the
lighter.
middle.
Yeah. That's what it feels like. Yeah, just like let's burn this motherfucker with a flamethrower.
Burn, motherfucker. Burn.
You use that in my story.
There you go. But it's been a pretty decent week, all things considered, but a lot of work still, which is also really, really great. But I just feel extremely exhausted. Like my brain is mush. If we're normally fucked on Mondays, this is like
a Thursday.
Yeah.
I was like, because we're recording this episode on a Thursday just because I had COVID, or my family.
Yeah. That was great. Love it. But yeah, so but nothing new. Seen some new stuff, and I wouldn't say I have any new tools, but I bought new tools, so I'll just brush over that really quickly in the tool section. And then I'm going to go on a little bit about Peacemaker that I started last week, but just continue. And then we have the Boba update. Now we've actually seen 2 episodes, so we're really up to date. So when you hear this on the Monday, we're like right there.
But Robert doesn't care about Boba Fett anymore because he's a Peacemaker now.
That is also
and
true.
I still haven't seen it. Sorry.
And we will be touching upon that also.
When I see it.
Yeah. You're going to hear me punch Ilias in the face because he hasn't watched Peacemaker.
I just like,
you're going to watch it now?
Yeah, I've been playing video games. I was just like, I'll watch it later. And then I even squeezed in that weird Hit Monkey show that is so bad. And I just
my
got
God, we need to,
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But yeah, I hear that intro clickety click.
No, but before we do that,
all of that stuff, and then
whoever the fuck promoted the podcast last week, something, it helped for 2 days. The podcast was going crazy.
So
cool.
Keep doing that, please.
Yeah, that was 1/3 of our monthly listeners in like
a day.
Yeah, no, but 2 days basically.
It's insane.
That was weird. Yeah, that was cool. It was cool to see something happen. And now it's all back to normal.
And now I hear that clickety-click from the intro. Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Discord, and thank you, Max, and thank you, Untitled, and thank you,
and also,
everybody.
Don't forget to rate the podcast on Spotify if you listen on Spotify, because it really does help us.
Yeah, because we're holding a competition with no prize, and if you enter and give us 5 stars on Spotify...
Exactly. Mental high five directly into your brain.
There you go. Yes. You deserve it.
Artists of the world unite. Step out of your comfort zone into the danger zone.
They loved 80s cartoons. Even with beards and tattoos, you know they haven't changed at all. Filling sketchbooks every night, getting better with each line. Sketchbook hero, imagination burning. Sketchbook hero, sketchbook hero, pick up the sketchbook hero. They don't seem to have any line.
And we're back.
Yay!
Like
Fantastic.
pros.
Smart. Yeah, that's actually going to be in the podcast.
You know what I realized listening to the podcast?
That it's so meta that it's crazy.
Yes, but also lately, we've been talking sort of like just trying to talk to each other mid-sentence like that. And it's just like we're just doing little bits of sound like all the time in between like us talking. So I'm going to be very conscious on this episode and not sort of try to talk or say, yeah. I'm not going to do any of that. And it's so hard, but it's like a nice reminder for myself.
Yeah.
So keep track, people.
All
Keep
I got
me
out of that
accountable.
is you're so hard.
So hard.
Yeah.
So hard. You just cut it out of context. I'm just like, I'm so hard. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. No, I get you. And see, there you go.
God damn it. Immediately.
And I got you.
I'm so hard. No.
Speaking of hard, ideas, Ilias. You got one? Go.
I thought we were going to talk about lack of ideas. No, just kidding.
Yeah. No, so like where do we even begin?
I don't know. So I just say, let's just talk about it and see where it
Dude,
leads.
this is like an improv show. Like
Every
I mean,
time.
we always
For
say
years.
it, but
Yeah.
like for real this time, I feel like we're on stage at one of those improv
Hi.
sessions. Give me a word. And it's like idea. It's like, all right, Ilias, idea.
I have none.
Hit me.
That's my stand-up
Yep.
career.
And it's great.
As soon as I see the crowd, I'm just like, I'm blank.
No ideas. There you go. Thanks for tonight.
I'm so hard. Thank you. That was me. That was basically where I'm going to go with this. But seriously, though, like ideas are super tricky to, like, I think most of us, we sit down and then we want like to come up with cool shit. And I think that is maybe the biggest mistake that we all do.
We have an idea about having an idea.
Or we dream about, it's like inventing that killer app or that that awesome game, you know.
I mean, we all have that in us. I am 100% sure every single one of us has that billion-dollar idea.
Of course.
But it's like sometimes it's just like, there it is, there it's gone. You know, you just like, you think of it, but it's just gone straight away. Because
It's like ideas for this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, like,
that would be a great
that would be a
episode.
great
It was so
episode.
good.
And you don't write it down.
yeah, and then
It's
like
gone.
2 minutes later, and it's like, oh, what was that? What was that cool idea?
What was that cool idea? And then you're like,
Like, I'll think of it later. Yeah.
so a good practice, I think, is to always write shit
Yeah.
down.
Once you get that brilliant light bulb,
Yeah,
just
dude,
fucking.
so many drawing ideas lost.
Mm.
I was like, yeah, this morning I was thinking it, and then like, what was I
was it?
thinking?
Yeah, coffee.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can remember everything that happened that day except that idea.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
That is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, so we have two ways of tackling this. One is like, how do we define an idea and a good idea versus sort
Well,
of-
ideas are, I guess, anything that pops into your mind
Yeah, I guess.
that you
But
are
it's also-
willing to execute on.
But
I
it's like
guess.
there's one that is having a great idea and executing it, and then one that is like sitting down, just going with your gut and sort of improvising a piece.
But I would say that is not an idea. That's not.
But
That's
it's-
just
But is it not though? Like it's I
like
guess.
no. 'Cause I
Once
don't
you
think-
start it, it becomes an idea, right?
Of course,
Kind of?
yeah.
So this is all
Eventually-
about how you define this thinking, and that's like I just wanted to start there with the very loosey-goosey way of thinking
Yeah.
about it, and then narrowing it down to
Because I feel like what people are talking about is usually they sit down to draw. I think that's and they don't know what to draw. Like
Yeah.
basically, like
Art
I
block.
can't come up with what to draw. Like I have no ideas.
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem. You're sitting down with the valuable hour that you have, because no one has time nowadays.
Of course.
And I think we've said it, and people say it all the time. And it's just about, like, when you do have the time, you should have had the ideas before sitting down. You know, like at any other time in life, you should have taken some notes or done something to prep for this specific time where you want to have ideas.
But that, if you knew that was going to be like the hour where you're going to execute.
It's so much easier, though, like having something specific to do, I think, rather than sit down and have the great idea. Like, that is the problem. Like, when we at work, like, I remember they were like, we're going to make the next great, like, the next big thing, I think, is what they called it. And you just sit down and you're like, okay, so we're not going to make, like, cool games anymore. We're just going to make the next Candy Crush, for example, like,
is that just the same thing? What makes it the next big thing?
The next big thing, yeah. And it's such a terrible way of starting something instead of going with like, I want to do this, so I'll try to figure out what I can do with this concept,
Yeah, yeah.
And then like most like hit games or popular things, like sometimes you have a great idea and it doesn't work. So just like having the passion to drive something, I think, is the way to go. So that's why I think like have ideas all the time, but also sort of solidify those ideas that you do get when you get them, because they will disappear as soon as they come, basically. Yeah,
and I think that is definitely the key point here. Whether you have like a little notebook with you or your phone, notes.
Like, I love Notes. Notes is the app. If you showed me the iPhone and you were like, this is the Notes app, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't care.
That's all I need.
But in the beginning, before I had an iPhone.
Yeah.
Like,
and now it is the most important.
It is the most important like app on my phone.
No,
it's just Notes.
I do so much in Notes.
Yeah.
Like I write the stories, I write the ideas, I keep my sort of daily checklist. I do, like, I've got everything there. Even the hashtags for Instagram. Like
all my passwords to my bank account.
Yeah, exactly. So hack Ilias' phone, and now just to go into Notes. No notes. But yeah, so the thing with me though is I'm really good at writing down the ideas
and not executing.
Never. Because I never go in and back check.
I do all the time.
Every once in a while, like if I'm on the toilet and just sitting there scrolling, I'm like, let's see what I wrote in notes.
Dude, I have 2 ideas that I'm really hot for on my phone right now that I wrote. I wrote one yesterday and one the day before. And I'm so sort of like pumped to try them out. And we'll see if I execute on that. But for me, it is really important. Like some of the ideas that I have on my phone, I actually have done as well. And I move them to sort of like a different category
like
that I've
done.
Where I've
checked
exactly that
category.
It's such a great way. It feels like I did something, even though like the end result isn't something that I'm proud of. At least I tried the idea, that I had.
Yeah.
And yeah.
The shitty thing with me now is that I'm thinking more along the lines of storytelling and stories. So like whenever I get one of those, I write them down, but I never have time to. I never feel like writing anymore, which is just like, well, now I have, I think, 5 solid book ideas now. And I'm not doing shit with any of them. And it's just like, it just gets more and more frustrating. It's like, it's great that I have these ideas, but I also need to actually do something with it, because like in a year from now, I'm going to have like a whole fucking phone book filled with
ideas.
Yeah.
But I think that's good though. I think like it's like you work on things over time, and that's something that I've realized currently is that like if you want to do something and you can't do it right now, just building it sort of a Lego at a time. Like eventually you've had built something, like in a few years you'll have that those Lego pieces will be something more than they were separately, So I think I see it as a plus, because I think a lot of people have a lot of shit in their head.
Yeah.
And it just gets jumbled up, At least when you write them down, you take them that extra step
But it's also out of your head, and they can marinate there for a bit.
Exactly.
And that's always a cool thing. So when you are on the bathroom and like you're going through your notes, that pops back into your head and like, oh, but that was like a really cool idea. And you start processing that a little bit more, and it's fresh in your head. Then it becomes like from an idea to a good idea. Like I'm just trying to evolve from like what is a good idea. But yeah, I think, and I keep bringing this example back up, but I read the like How to Write book from Stephen King, which is also kind of his memoirs, and it's a really, really good book. If you are into writing, I definitely recommend it. It's the only one that Stephen King has written, but he wrote that like he processed his stories by just thinking about them, and whatever stuck in his head continuously over time was something that like after a couple of months he was like, well, this is worth investing in because I can't let it go.
Yeah, I keep
and
coming
it just
back
keeps
to that.
building and and I think that is kind of really great. So but just making it easier for you is to write that idea down and then going back checking it. And then if it keeps coming back up as a cool idea when you read it again, it's like, well, this is probably something that I will really want to do. But whenever I go back and check something now, I just get inspired and write something new instead.
Yeah. But I think that's good as well because it does keep you, like, although you won't have a finished thing, it makes you keep practicing.
Yeah. I mean, all of those might actually turn into one really, really cool thing in a couple of years or whatever. Like, so I'm not, well, you know, I've reached that point. I think we both have where we're just
old.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we have the gray in our beards and we are just so over it. Like there's no stress anymore. And we're like, yeah, you know, we'll get there. Yeah. There's time. You know,
for you young people,
Yeah.
we're going to die
exactly.
anytime now.
We're all going to die. But yeah.
We're going to die faster.
Oh, yeah.
We win.
Yeah, you all lose. God, that's horrible. But yeah, I'm just over it, man. Like I'm not stressing anything. I don't feel like I need to finish anything. There's not that fire in the ass,
Of
so
youth.
to speak, of
Dude,
or
I
like
was so stressed when I was
making
young.
it. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, when we were 20, it was like we have to make it. We have to do
we have
something.
to do it before we're 23 or 21 or like nonsense ages. Yeah.
And then like, do what? What do you have to do? Yeah. And who tells you that?
We have to
What
become
day?
clowns.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On the subject of Stephen King as well.
Beep beep. Oh, dude. What the fuck?
Honk honk.
Yeah. Honka honka. And so over to you, Ilias. Ideas.
Ideas. Yeah, I think something that I learned working in the gaming industry is that fuck good or bad ideas.
Fuck
Just
them all.
Get them all out. No. But the thing is just spitball.
Yeah.
Because I've noticed, like, if anyone has seen sort of like an episode of House, they're all the same. So they just, you know, the disease is different.
Yeah. It's like something happens in the beginning. You have this really
Exactly.
person that you
But you don't know
like.
what's wrong with them.
Yeah. Something happens,
yeah.
they collapse. And then
Exactly.
meeting,
And-
briefing room. And like,
Exactly.
what is this?
And what happens is they're all just spitballing.
And then
like the way that real doctors do.
Yeah, of course.
Just
and then,
guessing.
And then Dr. House is like, that's a good idea.
Exactly.
So we all need a
and
Dr.
that's
House.
basically, for me, that's how my brain works. I'm better when I get to sort of throw ideas out and just
See what bounces back.
Yeah, I need to throw a lot of stuff out there. Otherwise, my brain just stops.
Yeah.
It just goes silent. It's like, it just sort of ties in on the let's think of it as a mind map where there's a word in the middle, and that's where I stay. If I don't spitball. You know what I mean? Like, I have to, like...
So it's more of a sync than it is a map.
Dude, it is basically that fucking...
Cinco de Mayo.
No, no, what was shit? I'm thinking of the Sarlacc pit.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, I just like I'm dead. I just fall like, and you'll never see me until like 20 years later when you ruin the mysticism around me.
Yeah.
No, but I just like I need to just write, like I'll have my, let's say that the word is, I don't know, ninjas. Then I have to start writing, even if clowns is the word that
Clown ninjas.
Clown ninjas, yeah. I'll have to write that down. Or like I have to start working with whatever I get in my head, or I will get stuck.
They're funny but deadly.
Exactly.
Beep, beep. I see.
Sure you can?
It's all...
No.
No.
Throwing star. Sure you can.
Oh, man. That's good.
But see?
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold nuggets, people.
And
this is how we do.
And the sillier I am with ideas, I've realized working with games is the more good stuff I come up with.
Yeah.
Like the way that we talk on this show, that is very sort of like, bruh.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like it's a lot of dicks and the bags and shit. But like that shit aside though, being silly helps unlock my mind. Yeah. It's like that. Like alcohol kind of releases some people's inhibitions like that.
That's what the blockade. Yeah,
exactly, and that is what stupidity somehow, like obliviousness, or like just like it helps unblock me.
But it's also the way, like when we communicate, we're on like a high speed level, like because we're just thinking so alike and so quick.
Yeah, you don't have
just like
to
have. It's like if you've ever watched like an Olympic ping pong tournament, when it's just like tuk, 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 it's so quick.
But without the balls?
No, the balls are always there. They're always there.
That is true.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking like when we talk, we could like if you involve a third party, because I think this has been a problem with like if we have been somewhere with, with our friends, and then someone invites like, oh, this is my new boyfriend, or someone, they never feel part of our group.
I just keep thinking of what was the game that we played?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
In Other Words or something like that.
That was the best.
But that
was the best example of this.
Yeah, dude,
thing.
That is perfect, because that was like, you have to describe a word without using the word. Yeah. And then your team has to guess. And the more words you can guess on, the more points your team gets. And I think we got like so many before the hourglass ran out.
Oh, yeah.
Like without, like long hair, Jesus! And you're like, it wasn't like long hair. It could be anyone.
Yeah. I think the worst one was still like where they steal most bikes, and you're like
Poland,
and it's like yes,
Yeah, it's such a terrible.
But that's how our brain works.
But so synced, it's so synced. It was like nonsense stuff, and we were just like bum 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 bum, and everyone was like, "What the fuck are they doing?" But so insanely synced, with like minimal like words, we could sort of get that out.
Yeah, like I didn't even have to say anything. I could just like sort of do something with my eyes, and you could immediately
Mickey Mouse, Hitler, Poland. But it's like that's what I've learned through the years. Working with games and like spawning ideas, and especially when you are forced to do it as a job. Like, okay, guys, you need to come up with a name and this thing, and you have to come up with something new for
just the whole. You have to come up with.
Yes, we're paying you to come up with this.
Like, so, okay, ideas, go.
So it's make me a bike clown, basically. Yeah. And the looser you can keep it with, like if you work with a good team where you're all free to say, like even if your idea is dumb in itself, like together with the rest of the puzzle, it kind of brings the whole picture, and that's, I think, building that, what do you say, like that
foundation or no?
No, that relationship with people where you can sort of
well, I guess trust and safety net.
Exactly. Yeah. But also, I guess like everyone's worked at that place where you were afraid to make a mistake because you were going to get fired.
You don't want to sound like an asshole. You don't want to make a fool of yourself.
Yeah, but it can be anything.
If I say this, they're going to think this and this, and like you overthink a lot of things.
Or they're just assholes. In some places you can't make like, oh, you spilled the coffee, you're fired. Yeah, basically.
That was definitely me the first year at Lego. For sure. Mm-hmm. That was way out of my league.
Yeah, but that's also like imposter syndrome.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like there are some places where that like you don't have imposter imposter syndrome.
No.
Like I've never felt that until I joined this type of work. But any normal job where you're afraid to make mistakes, you're not going to perform, the best that you can. And we've all been there. And having that trust and the ability to fail together, like you could spitball crap out, and people are like, actually,
like the thing
Yeah.
you said there. Like,
Yeah.
there's actually that's something we could do.
yeah, because your bullshit might trigger an actual idea in someone
Yeah.
else, and that's the beauty of working sort of with ideas together with others.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he steals it and makes Facebook,
Yeah.
and that's cool too.
You were talking about teabag, and I'm like, nuts. Yes, squirrels. They're really good.
Let's
The logo
make-
should be a squirrel. There you go.
Napster. No, just kidding.
There you go. Nutster.
Nutster.
Yeah. Nope, that was bad. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah. Just
Okay, but
teabagging.
yeah, but ideas don't have to be good to be valid, I think.
No.
They could just lead you down a path you maybe weren't going to take if you weren't just spitting out like fast associations that your brain makes to whatever you started with. Like I think it's and it's again that like when I do things, good or bad,
Yeah. When is it a good idea? When is
Yeah.
it not a good idea?
because that's something you mentioned in the beginning here.
yeah.
And
Like, how do you really break that down? What defines a good idea? That's
I
only
knew-
up to you.
yeah,
For me, like, I've been trying different things with the same thing for years and years now, drawing portraits and posters. When was that a good idea? I don't know. For me, it just made sense because I do love portraits and I love movies, and it just made sense. So that was a good idea to start making posters, movie posters. But is it a good idea? Like, I'm only doing that. I'm not gaining anything from it. I'm not like, achieving anything by doing it.
that's
It's
what I was
just-
going to get to as well. Is an idea only good? Like, depends on what you expect. Like, what is success, basically?
Exactly. Was I expecting to become the next Drew Struzan when
Yeah.
I started doing posters? No. I just wanted to do posters. There was no expectation of anything. I do have in the back of my head it would be awesome to actually make one for like a proper movie and getting paid for it, of course. So that's like in the back of my head. But am I striving for that? Am I pushing myself to do that? No,
I think if you did, though, you would get it.
of course. No, but anybody can.
No,
Like, you don't.
you have to be able to draw, Robert.
No, you don't. Not today.
Just do
Not
it
today,
and
dude.
make it an NFT, and
No.
you're good.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, thanks, man.
No.
But yeah, no, I don't have that urge anymore. I
Yeah,
guess.
okay, yeah, I feel it.
Uh,
It's dead inside.
and I hadn't thought of this when I was 20.
Mm.
If I had thought of this when I was 20, I would have probably already made a movie poster because you had that drive going back to what we
But
started
you've made
talking
an
about.
unofficial movie poster.
That
so
is
far.
also true. Yeah, but he can go
So-
fuck himself. No. No, it's actually really nice, and he wanted to pay me for it, but I'm like so over it. So yeah, sorry, dude. No, you're not listening, but yeah,
You
no,
should.
Yeah, yeah. No, I don't have that time or drive anymore. I just want to do my own thing. Like
Same here.
even now, when I did the Peacemaker fan art thing, it was all one layer on the background. Like, I can't do anything with that because it's just a flat
Of
thing.
course you can.
Yeah, I know. But it's like, it's Instagram format and just one flat piece apart from the smoky stuff.
But that feels like I like the idea of that, but I also feel like you can't use your artwork for anything when
No.
you do that.
Like, I had in the back of my head that I was like, well, then I can keep drawing the other figures from the show and then
okay,
eventually
yeah.
make a poster because it's digital. But then I realized that I did it on a flat thing, and I'm like, well, I can still do it.
You can
yes.
still do it. Like that's the beauty of digital. Like what I do nowadays at work. Like usually I draw like line art, and then I do flats, and then I color in that, and then I have like my first sort of first presentation of the asset. So let's say it's an Egyptian queen.
Yeah.
And I've drawn that, and it's the symbol. And then once we get to a certain point, I just paint over. Like I don't separate anything anymore. Like I don't have layers or flats. I'm just like painting on top of it and then just merging it,
Yeah.
Like the only thing that's separated is the character from the background. But every tweak that I make from that point on, I just paint over the whole thing.
But that's also with experience.
Yeah,
when you
I
learn,
guess, yeah.
like, well, we're not going to need 50 layers of this.
No.
It's like this thing needs to be its own thing, and this
Yeah,
thing. And
that's the thing.
There
yeah.
you go.
Usually there are some things that I need to separate.
Yeah.
I'll separate those. But
Yeah.
usually I just
Yeah, no, because whenever I do get into the whole making new layers thing, I find myself merging so many times. Where it's like, why am I working on 7 different layers? And
For
it's
me, like depends on what I do. It does save some time. But I'm getting to the point where I want to get a little more technical, and I want to make that into its own episode. But it's just like I want to be able to break down shapes better. You know what I mean? Like I want to be. I don't want everything I do to be like a messy sketch, and then I have to. No, I want to be able to make some lines that are like these are my lines. Like I understand this so well that I don't have to think about it. I'm gonna be a Karl Kopinski kind of person. But the thing is, what I noticed, like what I learned about my ink stuff is that if you do something enough times, you can just keep doing that and, it'll get better. And I see, when I see Karl draw, or like Kim Young-gi that draws, that is just insane. Yeah. But I don't want to become the next anything. I just want to be able, for my sake, to be able to draw the stuff that I want to draw. You
just want to keep being Ilias.
Yes.
Yeah.
But without the limitations of Ilias' weaknesses.
There are no limitations or weaknesses.
No,
that's all in your head. That's an idea that you need to erase. There you go. Put that in notes and just fucking delete it.
Delete it.
Yes. Did you all a favor?
But yeah.
Yeah. No,
okay,
but
let's let that one go and get back to the whole idea thing.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Just waiting for that one. But yeah, what else do we have
on ideas?
We've talked about sort of or we haven't really talked about what defines a good idea.
But does it matter? Do you know what I mean? Like, because the point that I was trying to make is that, like, for me personally, I just need to start with any idea.
Yeah, so any idea is, by its own definition, a good idea.
Yeah, because I think it's better than having nothing. Because it's like nothing is like that blank canvas.
No. And then, I mean, obviously a bad idea might be, a window, let's jump out of it. That's, I wouldn't really say that's a good idea. So, I mean, there are sort of kind of guidelines.
Yeah. Well, let's stick to art.
I would say that is, by definition, a bad idea. Just getting that out of the way.
At least put a canvas outside when you jump.
Yeah.
This podcast is not condoned. Just really quickly, just like
super horrible. But yeah, like
that's all people want to hear. They just want to hear us sort of dig ourselves into like an early grave.
Yeah,
like a social media grave, because that's a thing right now.
The what grave?
The woke grave.
The woke grave. Yeah.
Death of woke of death.
The wokey.
Sounds like a Van Damme movie. Woke of death.
He made a nation joke.
Made a joke about it. No, he talked about anything, or he listened to someone.
He said hello to a person.
Exactly.
Woke of death.
Woke of death. It's society right now.
Yeah. So,
but ideas. I did have a thing there as well that I wrote down.
Hit me.
So acting on ideas. Why don't you act on some of your ideas? Like that, people have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And some of them are willing to tell you about those ideas. But what happens? Like, because I think there are some universal truths that no one acts upon.
Universal soldier.
Exactly. Jean-Claude Van Damme. No.
Dolph Lundgren.
Come on, Jean-Claude Van Damme.
I really want to watch that, by the way. I haven't seen it in age.
I don't know what you mean by...
Yay! Welcome back, Siri.
Holy shit.
We were just talking about that earlier today.
Yeah.
Like, that hasn't happened in a while.
Oh, man. It's so weird. Why does it happen, though? Like, is it like the flick of the hand?
Clock, say something again, please.
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, we don't know what triggers the clock to just reply sometimes.
It just
But thank you for listening, Apple.
Yeah.
Apple listens.
Maybe that's why we got the bump.
The bump. Series listener. Big fan of the show.
That was a serious
but
bump.
serious
Yeah.
bump. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah.
acting on ideas. Like, why don't you act on ideas? Like,
Yeah, what's stopping you really?
Yeah,
But I mean,
I don't know
again,
what's stopping other people, but I see, like, if I read my notes, I can see why I can't do some of the things that I've written, or
Yeah.
like do them to a level where I enjoy them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I definitely know what you mean. And for me, I think I just get a lot of gratification writing down the idea.
Same.
I feel kind of done just writing that down. It's just like, awesome, I wrote it down.
This is
And
really
then,
good.
And then you just let it go. But like we talked about, it kind of like it's marinating in the notes and just keeps marinating. And the longer it marinates, the better it might be, you know? Because then in the future, you open up that post or that note, I guess, and you read it and it just clicks. And it's just like, ooh, that's perfect. Like combining that with that and that. Boom, there it is. That is the new Netflix gig, or that is the new comic book. That is the new art piece or hairpin, you know, whatever the fuck. So, again, by definition, every idea is a great idea or a good idea. Maybe not great.
And just to sort of think how I've done with my ideas, because for a lot of years, you know, like, I think I've always been very sort of, like, the demands on my own art have been very high. Like, the expectation, I guess, has been too high for my early development. But I think now I'll try an idea and then fail at it and then come back later and do it again and be way better. Yeah. And again, to sort of like beat a dead horse, is like the ink stuff has really taught me, because I've taken, you know, I've done it for like 3 years now.
Isn't it more?
It's probably 4.
Yeah.
Like, but seriously, for 3.
Yeah.
Like, where I've done it extensively, you know. And it's just that what I've realized is every time I revisit something that I've done before that I wasn't happy with, there is such a growth that you don't see happening because you're tackling new stuff all the time. But going back and kind of like make like measurable things.
Yeah.
Really help with the sort of with your development, like something that you've done before, you know, like if you go back and draw a portrait that you drew 3 years ago and just try to tackle that same thing today, there's gonna be some difference there.
Yeah.
That you just like, when you look at the old one, you're like, why didn't I add this, or why didn't I see this, or why didn't I use these great shapes here, you know, like there are so many things. And today, drawing as well, because I told you that I want to go back to school, like the metaphorical school of self-taughtness, which is I want to go back and sort of study up on some of the things, or get some habits in, basically, where I do a study a day or something, like super quick. Doesn't have to be like, you know, an hour. It can be like 20 minutes of gesture drawing, or like just to sort of like get that every day.
But
like,
also,
again, with that Lego piece.
like, just to have something, like, I guess not having to come up with the idea.
Yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean? Just to have like a scheduled thing.
Yeah.
Like today I'm sitting down and doing this because that's what
And
it
I want to
says.
talk about that episode like as a separate thing, because I have a bit more to talk about. But just I want to be able to, because I think why I don't act on ideas, for example, is that sometimes the idea is bigger than my skill or outside of my skill set. And that's what, like, when I start, I'm already defeated.
But that's like, I think that is the curse of the artist as well, but also the chase, which sort of is the drive continuously, because I think obviously the brain keeps evolving because we're thinking constantly, whereas our training in the craft of drawing is very slow compared to the
brain, and the wants and
so
needs,
like the ideas are continuously banging out, and you're like coming up with really cool things.
And also you're getting fed a lot of things that, you know, they are so beyond you.
Of course.
And
like
you
after
also
watching
wanna-
Arcane, you're like fucked. Because you're never going to be able to draw like that, and you're never going to be able to write like that. So what's the point? No.
And that's the end of the show.
There you go. But yeah, so like when you sit down and you actually start trying to execute this idea that you had, your skill might not be at that level. But then you write it down, you let it sit for a while, and you keep working on your craft. One day you look back at that idea and you are at that level. And that's when you hit it, and that's when you start doing that Star Wars Stormtrooper like I did, because that was one of those ideas. Such a basic idea. I could have done that anytime, but I hadn't evolved my art, like the style that I had wanted to do it in, enough. And then one day I just sat down and like, let's just try it, and it worked out perfectly, and it's one of the best pieces I've ever done, and I'm super happy with it. Like, but that's how it went. The idea came years and years ago, you know. Well, it's such an easy idea. Pretty much when I saw...
But executing, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's
and
the
I think an idea isn't better than, you know, the execution, I guess.
Because I had the idea with the breakdancing stormtroopers and stuff back in the day.
Those were cool, though.
Those were cool, but they're like really simplified
Simple,
compared to this one, which is more realistic. And that is definitely more the style that I want to do it in, and then tweak that into my own... like a little bit more my own style, not too realistic, which is also like, where is that? I have no idea. But yeah.
But just to kind of conclude a bit on because what I'm sort of realizing more and more about myself is that I need to try all my ideas. I preferably earlier rather than later, because right now I don't care about failing. And I think that's such a good place to be in mentally. Yeah. And sort of like the faster you can arrive to that, in that place in your head, the better for your development. Because I waited way too long. Yeah. More than half my life to get there.
But I think you are one of those people that actually will go back and try an idea again if you're not happy with it the first time. Yeah. I don't think I am. Like if I try it, it's sort of gone. And I just feel like I failed at it, and then I let that go, and then I go with the next one. Yeah. Whereas I think I should be thinking more like you and try to revisit some old ideas that might work a lot better now. So
I like painting over my old work. I usually change them a lot, but still like that satisfaction, because you know when you get like you've done the line work or the sketch and you've painted it, you come to this point somewhere along the sort of like the making process where everything just stops, and suddenly you're just like, instead of like that 80% efficiency is gone and you're down on like a 10-15, and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna check my phone, I'm gonna like do the dishes that you never do anyway. And you're just coming, like procrastination kicks in because of like lack of skill or knowledge, or you know how to proceed,
afraid of fucking up.
And afraid of fucking up. Yeah,
but
exactly.
like really far back in the head, but in your head you're like, oh, I need to do this.
Exactly. I need to reply to this email that I don't care about.
Hey, dude.
No.
Thanks for writing.
And that took like 40 minutes.
Yeah. Like, I should really get back to that piece now. What was I doing?
Exactly. Yeah. And 5 years have passed.
Exactly. But that's what it was with the Peacemaker piece. It really was, as soon as I started it, I felt like I wanted to start procrastinating immediately. I was like, I'm not up for this. I don't want to do this. And then it just like kind of hit myself and like, shut up, brain, keep working. Like, we need to do this. You haven't posted on Instagram for a while. Do it.
I feel so guilty there.
Yeah. No, I've just reposted old stuff forever now.
I don't have anything old to post anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just like...
So, yeah, I needed to get it out.
Yeah.
And once I got it out and I looked at it and I'm like, damn, I'm pretty happy with this. This is pretty cool. Like, yeah, okay, I don't have to create for another year. That's great. Yeah.
Content.
Yes.
Fuck you. I was going to say something that you triggered, but I don't remember, so... No need.
The pushing yourself to continue, maybe.
No,
when you
I
don't want to.
The thing is, yeah. That was the same for me with the Christmas card job.
Yeah.
like for the first time, like usually work gets me to like I don't have to think about it, but after last year, like I just
But
like
this-
every
that's-
drawing thing feels like
Work.
no,
That's
not
what it does for
work.
me.
It doesn't feel like work. Like I've never had that work feels like work when I
Mm.
do this, but I've come to this point where I have to draw.
Yeah.
And I don't want to draw. I think like I said, I burnt the candle with a flamethrower. There was like, it's not gonna burn nicely, it's just gonna burn. Yeah, and that's I think what I did with myself last year. I basically used too much of my power, and burned myself out. That's so I just feel like I don't want to create. That's what I feel like right now. And I know I've had this exact thing years ago on this show.
Yeah.
And if I've learned, like nowadays, I feel like I can get, like I can learn from my past mistakes and kind of trust the process, and not stress. Like I'm art block. No, I'm not art block. I just fucking went too hard, too fast,
Too furious.
too furious.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just waiting for it. I'm like, dude, just say it. Come on.
No, but it was just too much,
Yeah.
too much fun in a short period of time. So yeah,
Yeah. Burned out.
burned out. Yeah, my creativity basically, because I feel really good now.
Yeah.
That my lumbago, bago, boogo, bogo,
Lombard.
lumberbargabo, embargo, my back embargo.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but yeah, now that shit is sort of like getting away, like I feel really good, but not creatively.
Yeah. No,
And
I'm right
not
with
stressing. Playing a lot of video games. Horizon Forbidden West is coming. So expect no art in a while.
you. And yeah, pretty much the same here. Like just enjoying the fucking Need for Speed,
You gotta start
pointless
playing Horizon though.
Yeah, yeah. I want to go back.
Just watch the 6-hour video.
Obviously, because now, spoiler alert, I'm getting a new TV. So hopefully next episode,
He
I
will
will
have watched.
No, I don't think I'll have time because it's coming on Monday.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So, or getting delivered. It's not coming because it's not an actual living thing, so we can't get a boner. But yeah, I know. And so I'm receiving the television on Monday when we are recording. So yeah, it might like even arrive when
You're
I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we will deliver it between 6 a.m. and like 11 in the evening or
Yeah.
at night. You're like, okay,
Pretty
cool.
much
I'll
exactly
be
that.
there, I guess,
Yeah.
at some point.
But I just did realize that probably Horizon is not coming out for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it is.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought they were like stopping the
Not that I know
PS4
of.
thing.
But now I feel
but-
unsure. Thank you.
Yeah, because also I was super happy that I'm like, I can start buying 4K movies now. No, I can't because I don't have a PS5.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah. Oh no, you have to.
PS4 can't
No,
read.
PS4 Pro can read 4K.
I don't have the fucking Pro.
I have it.
Yeah. So yeah,
yeah,
there's.
I get it.
I need a PS5 now.
Yes, you do.
Like, what's the point with the fucking TV? Like, it's all
gonna be
shit.
garbage.
shit.
It's like watching low quality YouTube clips on your 65.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
That's
be,
actually a thing now.
It's gonna look
since
like
we got the
Super Nintendo games when I'm
Dude,
playing
yeah.
PS4 games.
dude, when we bought the 65-inch screen, everything on YouTube is garbage. Like anything
What?
old. Like we used to watch these Jackie Chan movies on the old TV.
Yeah.
And it would look fine because it was, like it was
VHS quality.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's dog shit quality.
Yeah.
Like on this
man.
TV. Like we can't, like we used to watch Snake and Eagle Shadow with my son, and it's unwatchable now. Like the extra 25 inches on that TV was just like, it just ruined everything.
Oh man.
Like 4K garbage.
Yeah, that's what the K stands for, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm super excited though.
Yeah.
Finally getting a new TV.
Yes, but back to ideas.
Back to ideas. I mean, that is an idea.
That is
That
an
was
idea.
actually not an idea. I was just buying movies, and then all of a sudden a TV popped up, and I'm like, "Oh, I need a TV." Click.
Yes, algorithm. I'm not affected by the algorithm. Oh, TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see. Let's see what I have on ideas.
Yeah, do we have any good
Good
ideas?
versus bad. Cocaine ?
Yeah, always.
No, I don't think we have that much on ideas, but I would say that if you're gonna like sit down and do shit, like try to work on, like try to build up the habit, because this is like making notes in my phone. Like it took a while, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't use it in the beginning when I got my iPhone 4 or whatever the fuck it was. But wherever you can, like into your sketchbook, write shit down, like comes into your brain, because it's gonna leave. And it's not gonna come back when you sit down to draw, you know.
Yeah.
So making little sketches or thumbnails, whatever the fuck is sort of like the path of least resistance for you, do that and like try to get that idea down so that when you have the time to sit down, you'll have something to sort of start from. And that is something that I've started doing like the past few years. When we started this show, I was still stuck on like art block and what the fuck to do and how to get ideas. Like I Googled what come up with ideas and shit, you know, just like, no, you don't have to. You just need to fucking be aware. The time where you aren't drawing, that's when you usually have ideas. When you're doing shit, you know, around the house, meeting friends, watching porn, whatever the fuck it is you do. Mundaneness, basically, yes. Yeah. That is when the ideas will strike. They won't strike when you try to sit down and like, idea now, like activate.
No, I'd say the best tip is either take a long shower or a long ass crap.
Yeah, some people actually do come up with shit in the shower.
It's like proven.
And I think, it is. Okay,
medically proven, I guess, or scientifically.
You're going to take showers all the time.
Because showers, actually, it puts you in the same state as REM sleep. Like the really relaxed state when you're sleeping. Mm-hmm. So when you are showering, you go into this very relaxed state and it just activates the brain. So it's not like you're daydreaming. It's just before you start going into those big ass dreams. But that's what activates the brain. Like that's how comfortable you are in the shower.
Dude, I want to try those like float tanks or whatever the fuck they're called.
I've done that.
Where the fuck can you do that? 'Cause
I did that in Australia. I got it for my birthday.
That helps no one except Australians.
Yeah. I think the only shitty thing about it was that it felt
another man lying behind you and like breathing.
Exactly. And it was really hairy. No, it was it was a little bit too cold. Like so I kept feeling cold. So I was thinking about that more than all the other
didn't
stuff.
You pee in the water just to get the like temperature?
Oh, you need to.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. No, you pee before, but it was
you
actually
pee outside of the thing and then you go in.
But it was really interesting because you are enclosed in darkness and you are floating, so you're weightless. So
that's because of the salt, right? They have so much salt in the water.
It's a very specific type of mixture they have.
Yeah.
And it's not deep at all. Like if you put your hand
did you
down,
have a quiet one or one that plays music?
No, a quiet one.
Okay, because that's what I want. I don't want any sort of influence. I want to shut down.
And it was also not like you couldn't shut it 100%. So it's like a little stream of light coming in. That sort of
that bums you out. Yeah, you don't want that.
It was a cheapo version of it, but it still worked. Because, I mean, you close your eyes anyways. Yeah. But it's really cool just being weightless, sort of. It felt like drifting in space.
You know what I see? Yeah. I see like a movie, like basically like the Matrix when it cleans out. Yeah, and you're just in the white space. Yeah, but
all
black.
dark.
Yeah, the white space in black.
Exactly. Yeah, that's kind of what it was. But
and the rows of guns were in now.
And I can't remember much, but I do remembering a lot further back.
remember.
No, but there's a lot of like suppressed memories or stuff that you just didn't think about, but it was all clearer in a way.
Yeah.
So I totally understand why Joe Rogan does it so much and that he's become almost addicted to it because it does open up your brain to so much more because you just relax so much. But I mean, you could probably achieve this in
dude, I think you can do it in a lot of different ways. But
if I'm having like a really, really stressed day, like obviously for me, bathtub is my safe spot.
Yeah.
I do turn off the lights and sit like in total darkness in the bathtub, so it's like my own version of the same thing. And that is like the best form of meditation. But then it's also scary because you can fall asleep and drown. But and that just, takes to the next level, Joe.
I just see you like the next. We're gonna find you dead, sort of like. What is that? No, what is that called? Like when they tie like a thing around their neck,
like
the
choke,
the asphyxiation
choke
jerk off,
yeah.
thing that a lot of people have been found dead in hotel rooms and shit.
Yeah, like
It's
he
such
killed himself.
Yeah, stuff like
Yeah.
like how? Yeah,
He hung himself.
while jerking
He hung
off.
himself.
Yeah, while jerking off. Yeah, you're like,
No, he
okay.
just hung himself. No shaming. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how many actually.
Yeah, so
That's
sad.
So sad.
But
Yeah.
shit. What
Speaking
were we
of
talking
good
about?
ideas.
Yeah, good ideas.
Yeah.
No, but
drifting tanks.
something about ideas though is, or memories, as you were talking about, is like on this show. Like sometimes we talk. Sometimes we talk a lot of shit on this show, but reflecting is so important. And I think that sometimes, like when we talk about how we learned something or why we sort of are hard on ourselves about art or whatever, like the memories that are getting like triggered, stuff that I haven't thought about in like 25 years, 30 years, like 15, whatever the fuck it is. Like it's such a, I don't know, like it feels like a drug experience as well.
Yeah.
Because there is no other time in life where I talk this much.
No.
Usually my days are I just sit quiet.
Yeah.
And then my kids come home and they scream, and they talk, but I'm quiet. And then, we have like a couple of exchanges, when I'm off work and stuff like that. But it's like I never talk about a specific thing this much as we do on this way too long podcast talking about nothing and everything.
And actually, I do kind of, whenever I go home, I start feeling like a little bit of a sore throat. And I talk a lot at work, but nothing compared to this.
Okay,
Because this is so intense, and you're like very...
it's the recording, and you don't want to edit the silence in between.
No, exactly. And you're also, I guess, trying to speak clearer, maybe...
Yeah, there's an
pitching
effort
up a bit, or
yeah.
like... It's more focused talking,
Yeah.
whereas the
I
other
see
one's more just talking to...
Trying to articulate in a language that isn't your first language.
Yeah, that also.
Truth.
But yeah, so almost every Monday I come home and with like a little bit of a sore throat because like just been talking too much, which is
Sounds
really
super
interesting.
weak, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Now, I've actually never felt it, except in the past when we recorded these giant episodes, and then we recorded 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
Remember that? Like when we
yeah.
talked for hours and hours, and I was like, how did we make like 6 hours of podcasting in a night? Or, like
I
4
still
or
don't
5.
know how we did that.
But we did stuff back then. There was something to talk about. We enjoyed life.
What do you mean? I don't know what you
I
mean.
know what you mean. Yeah, it is insane.
Life?
How
What is
life
this?
changed. Yeah.
But yeah, what else do we have to say about
On ideas.
Ideas.
No, we've already moved on.
Oh, we have?
Yeah.
Oh.
It feels like we have.
Yeah, we have.
I don't really have anything. Like, I think it's just what we said before. Just like you gotta just be aware of your ideas before before the day you decide to act on them,
Yeah.
like, because like art block is basically you sitting down and it's like if you've been in a relationship, you need that spontaneity to be there, like it's just like, so having like something to act from, like you can still be spontaneous, I guess. Like this is fucked up. I'm trying to sort of like order my thoughts as I'm saying them, and I'm just like, yeah, digging holes here.
Words.
Words. Yeah. No. Okay. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that it's hard to create magic, like a magical moment, or like create something cool when you just sit down and just like, okay, I'm gonna make the cool thing right now.
Yeah.
And
That's always going to fail.
it's always going to be like, sometimes you'll succeed. Like, oh shit, I'm just full of ideas apparently.
No,
but
most
most
of the-
times, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more the opposite when you sit
Yeah.
down and just draw for the fuck of it.
Mm.
And then it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like, this is awesome.
Is awesome. Yeah, this is fun. Like, I'm on a
Kind
roll.
of the parallel to when you post something that you know is shit and you
and
get
everyone loves it.
twice the amount of likes because...
Because people are stupid.
Yeah. Yes, exactly that.
Nah, but I think, yeah, just having something that takes you away, that doesn't put pressure on you to do something.
Yeah.
Like, it's always going to be the nicer way of doing things, you know?
Yeah.
Like
And also the whole, like, what is a good idea, what's not. Dude, that's all up to you.
Yeah.
You decide if it's a good idea or a bad idea. Whatever anybody else says, you know, fuck you.
Fuck you, yeah.
That's not
Dude,
their...
And also, there are so many things out there, like, today. If you told me, like, oh, I'm working on this, like, take anything out there that
jump
you...
to conclusions, Matt.
But that's what I mean. Yeah, if someone asked me, like, oh, dude, what do you think about... Like, I'm going to do, like, a service for this thing. I was like, that's shit. And then you make it and it succeeds. You know what I mean? Like, how many... When Netflix came, you know, I was like, no, I don't want that. That's shit. I have Netflix. I have all the fucking streaming services. When Spotify came, I was like, I would never pay for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started using the free version, and I was like, this is fucking gold. You know, like, and those are bad examples, though, because there are other things, though, that that I thought was a bad idea. But they're a hit, you know.
Yeah.
And we do this all the time. We judge something, you know, that we know nothing about because it's not appealing to us.
Exactly.
But it's appealing to basically everyone else. And there are so many fucking examples out there, like, especially in this day and age. Like, why do people like PewDiePie? Like, for example, that streamer.
Like, how is he still going?
Dude, and I respect him because he's putting out something that someone wants, you know, and he made a fucking, like, great business out of it.
Yeah.
And then if I like it or not, who cares?
He's still getting a shit ton of money.
And that's why I'm saying, like, whatever ideas you have, play around with them.
Yeah.
Like, don't give a fuck if we like them. If I think it's a bad or good idea, that's not going to matter. Like, just do you know, do your ideas however the fuck you want to do them.
Yeah.
Eventually, we'll all be dead and nothing's going to matter. So just do shit.
I think that is the point of the whole thing.
Yeah. So while you're here, just do some crazy shit.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah. Just fucking...
Just stay away from that window that Robert was talking about.
Yeah.
The metaphorical window of
And
of
also,
death.
stop juggling balls. Or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very good, Robert. Thank you for
we-
adding that.
Are we
Like,
moving on?
yes.
Yeah, I think so.
the balls above the eye that you added there.
Nice.
I really like it.
Yeah.
Save us intro, outro, or transition. God damn it.
I was like, it felt like somebody was barking. Like a human being was barking.
Woof. That's the sound of a cat burning.
And we're back. Toolies, yeah. I bought some new tools.
Loser.
I know. So
I
why
need
did
to
I
go to
buy?
pencil.
Why did I buy these tools?
Did you buy white pencils for me or those white pens?
Nope. No white pens.
No white pens. No
white
mas.
pens. No mess. No, I actually realized I already have gray paper, but I bought.
Before you go.
Yeah, before.
Robin actually wrote an idea how to fail better. It's a good episode idea.
Well, if you're Robin, you can't.
No, that's terrible.
Yeah, that was really bad.
We're sorry.
There we go.
Obalanzad.
Yeah, no, not at all. What was I saying? Oh yeah, gray paper.
Great.
So yeah, I just went into a store. I needed to buy some supplies for the tattoo shop, but I was in Material on Folkungagatan. I'm like, I probably need some more paper. Not that I don't. Do. But yeah, so I bought some gray paper, and I thought this might spark something. And well, it's been sitting there since I bought it. So one day it is going to spark something. But that's what I mean. Like, if we go back to ideas and all of this, the idea of me buying this thing will give me new ideas to do this and this. Sometimes that works.
Yeah.
And sometimes it does not.
It's like a gym card.
Yeah.
You buy
exactly.
it and then
I'm
you
like,
sit
I'm gonna
on
get
it for a few
ripped
years. Yeah. And then you're like,
whenever.
maybe I should like terminate this.
Yeah.
Membership.
Pretty much every membership I've had.
Yes, it's very common.
But yeah, so I bought that and A3 toned.
Very nice.
Skin toned papers. So hoping to do something with that. And I really, really want to get back into creating again. And
I want to, but I don't want to.
That's
like,
the thing. Exactly.
It's those
like I really
like contradicting feelings that
It's-
are.
I guess like I want to, but I can't be fucked. I can't be fucked doing it.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Like I know there's inspiration. I have ideas. I want to do different things, but not enough to actually do it.
Execute.
Like the ideas are there just floating around,
Yeah.
but I keep prioritizing Need for Speed or like anything else.
Dude, I'm fine with that right now. The
Yeah.
only thing I feel bad about is that I spent like $1,000 on a printer, and I still haven't taken that out of the box because I need to buy something to put it on.
But you still need
permanently.
to also create something to print out of it.
But I
you
can
know.
print something old at least, like just try it out.
You
and
keep
just
saying that, but
yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying. So that's the only thing I feel a little bad about. But I don't feel bad because it's not, my salary money.
Yeah.
It's my
Business
my
money.
side business, my personal business where I just basically buy stuff for the business that I don't use currently.
But that's also like sometimes you just need that. You need to buy something. You know what I mean? Like it's so stupid, but it really is. Like that's how I bought the TV. Like because it's just like nothing has happened for so long. And I just need something. And then me and Sana had been discussing getting a new TV for a while. Like she's so sick of just using the PlayStation because I don't have a smart TV. And she has a smart TV, but now she's renting out her place with said TV.
Oh, why didn't you switch? The old switcher.
I told her to bring it.
How big is it?
I think it's a 55. I think.
Okay. I just heard Chris Tucker like 50 million.
Yeah. No, so that's still in her place, but it's old too.
It's old, yeah.
And
Garbage.
I needed a new one. So
You needed, yes.
did.
It was very important that you got one, and I
But-
respect you more for it.
thank you. But I also really needed Nobody, the movie. And I went out to the sci-fi bookstore. Nothing.
Didn't have it. Yeah.
Went to MediaMarkt. They don't fucking sell movies anymore. They have that little basket with the old movies. That's it.
I hear like one guy in Sweden crying about it.
That's the
That's you.
Yeah. And it's really sad.
Yeah,
like
it is
there's
sad.
like
I
no
agree.
place to go and buy movies anymore. So I went online because that's where you can buy movies apparently. And went to cdon.com and just like, yes, they have Nobody. And then I ordered a whole bunch of other movies. And then all of a sudden there was I think they still have some sort of discount thing.
Fire
from,
sale. They always have a
Yeah,
sale on
yeah.
CDON.
So it's like a 20% off 65-inch TV, QLED, Samsung, whatever.
And then you're
smart
going to get like a
TV.
bag of bricks on Monday.
Probably,
Nice. No.
yeah. But I just like automatically clicked it because we had been talking about it, and I was like, well, it's never going to happen unless I do it, I guess. But and then it was just there, and then I just pressed buy. And
I
then
was
all
close
of a
to buy
sudden-
that similar, like the same QLED TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then I got the one I got for way too cheap.
Yeah.
So
And this one was $1,000.
yeah, $1,000 bucks.
So-
Yeah, that was I think when I was going to buy it, it was that price for the model below it, and
Oh, okay.
then that one was.
But that was like a year
9,000 for
ago.
the model below it, and 9,000, 900,
900.
and then
Yeah.
1,000 for that one. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it just made sense.
Mm.
But it's also like you kind of get that sense of accomplishment from buying it.
That looked terrible.
Yeah.
Waving your hands like an Italian. I don't know.
But it's more intense that way
For the show.
for all you viewers out there. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll get more inspiration from just getting a new TV. Sometimes that happens.
Oh,
It's
it
like
does happen,
kickstart
dude.
something.
Dude, watching Arcane on that TV was epic.
that, I haven't even thought of that.
Yeah.
Like-
It was really nice. Like, it was just like, especially on season 2, or like season 2, the act 2, with the owl people. So good.
Yeah, but and going back to tools, like just sorry for the segue, but when I did the Peacemaker, I did that in a specific way to challenge myself because I was hating on it so much. I only drew like shapes from the reference, so I just used like the shape in the helmet and did that, and then went from there to the next shape and to the next and to the next. So I kind of
So basically, if we think about like cheekbones and angles, like that's what you went for, like the bigger
the
sort of-
shadow of
Yeah,
where
exactly,
the
yeah.
helmet hits the cheekbone.
Yeah.
That is one shape. That's a triangle.
Yeah,
Bam.
yeah, exactly.
Drew that and just kept going that way. But I had done a quick sketch, sort of more comic booky style sketch first, like very loose, and then I just went from that and rendered out this from the reference. And it was such a mindless way of creating, and it worked. Like, it didn't get all wonky. It, like, actually was kind of satisfying to see it come out that way.
Yeah.
And it made for, I think, a kind of a nice reel as well when I did the whole speed paint thing. And it took me maybe, I guess, 3-4 hours to do the whole thing. So it's, like, very slow compared to what I normally do. But I'm also off my game, so I guess that's a normal thing now. But just cool, like when I was rendering out the gun and the hand, like the hand holding the gun more or less, because it is a little bit diffused and sort of out of focus, you just draw the shapes that you see, and then all of a sudden you zoom out and you see the complete piece, and you've achieved kind of that fuzzy look of it without even thinking about what you did. Like, that was kind of satisfying in itself. So, like, towards the very end, when you really started to see everything come through, adding in the whites and the helmets and all that, like, it just, like, it was a lot of fun. So I think that just a fun little experiment, if you're kind of sick of doing the same old shit all the time like I am, try that. Like, do a quick sketch of whatever reference that you're drawing from, and then just look at the shapes for the shapes and not what they are. And just draw that and see what happens.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I would even
super
take
tool.
it further, because I would say make little thumbnails big enough for you to actually be able to draw in them and draw the shapes in little thumbnails, so that you don't, because when you work at this, even the small size that you did, it's easy to kind of get lost in details. I would say go a bit smaller so that you don't have the option of like adding eyelashes or anything like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do that same thing, because I know that a lot of people do that with like they draw landscapes and they draw them small enough so that like they're bigger than a thumbnail, but they're too small to do anything else. You know, you can't go in and draw like the bricks around a window. But it's big enough so that they can like block out like these are the most important, like you see that what it is. Like I think someone did it with like movie stills, and they're like, you're like, oh, that's from like The Professional, you know.
Yeah.
That's that scene from The Professional, or that's the thing from there. And it's like when you zoom in, you're like, it's just basic shit, shapes. But when you zoom out, it's like the scene, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like it's so satisfying, and shouldn't take that much time.
And I think for me, it was the opposite way, where the reference I used was so small that when you zoom in, it gets really pixelated. So
Okay,
you don't.
yeah, that's a
so
good
it's
way to-
really like you don't have an option of going super detailed with it because you can't see those details. If you zoom in, it's just a big blur. And that also helps just defining the shapes, because that's all you can see. You just squint and you're like, oh, that's kind of a squiggly square shape. All right, let's just emulate that and do that. But I mean, either one of these, if it helps you get out of any type of rut or anything, like, you're welcome. But just to try different things, I think, is one of the most important things to do, like to keep evolving and just, you know, you might find this 1% of this whole process that is really, really key to evolving the next thing that you're going to be doing. So the more you can try, the better. And I think this is something we're going to touch on if we go into the episode of you wanting to level up.
Yeah, I want to level up. I want to sort of like
go back to school, I guess.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistakes episode kind of triggered something in my brain that I want to sort of get back to, because I think going back to school, or, you know, like I've always tried to improve, but I think just making it a sort of like an everyday, like making it a habit.
Yeah.
Making like always, because I'm learning so much at work all the time. about myself as a person and, animating and doing effects and stuff. But I think you need to do stuff outside of work as well.
Yeah.
That is meaningful to you. And I think just that hunger and that like willingness to improve, and trying to make it into a habit. Because I know there are a lot of artists out there that do they practice every day.
Yeah.
They're really good. And they still just okay, today I'm going to do this. And they just do this little thing. It might just be like a 20-minute painting or something, but they just do a thing. And they keep doing it for, 20 years. And then they just become, they were really good when they started, and now they're even better. So I want to get some of that, habit where I just, okay, before I start working today, I'm going to do this thing. Mm-hmm. And then, it's dog shit. Put it aside, next day you do it again, and then eventually you've done it for 20 years. It's not going to look as shit as it did when you started. So I just want to get something simple like that in. But that's a separate episode. Yeah. What I wanted to say on this Toolies episode is that I kept doing logos.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw the one you posted today.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
Was it?
Yeah, today, yesterday, I don't remember.
The one that was
vertical. Yeah. I post them like that because you can't see them otherwise. Because you can't zoom in stories. I just I put them there and then I just let them go. Because I know no one wants to see the logos. But I have fun making them. And I've already gotten 2 job offers that I'm not going to do because I don't want to make anyone's logos. But it's fun. I enjoy making them. And I make them all under the hour. I've managed, I think that one was 45 minutes of just, coming up with the idea and making it. And, it's just trying to, I only do logos that my brain goes, I have something.
Vatos logos.
Exactly. Oof, that is actually a fun one.
Yeah.
Yes. But I usually take logos that are existing.
Yeah.
And then I ignore what font they have. And I just do a play on words. I try to if a logo let's say McDonald's triggered something in me, and I was this would be fun. Then I'll just take that. Yeah, exactly. Then I'll make my own version of the McDonald's logo.
Yeah.
I might not use anything that is related to McDonald's I'll use something that is related, but I won't use their font. I won't use anything that they have.
No.
And it's I don't make usable logos basically. I'm just making logos that I have fun creating.
Yeah.
It's if McDonald's was a video game or if, the other ones that I've made were something else. I just do that. That's the idea is under below the hour and whatever I can sort of spitball idea-wise with that theme.
Nice.
So it's just a practice thing. It's fun.
Yeah.
And I discover little things in Photoshop and, Illustrator, whatever I choose to use, that is that is cool. Yeah, I could do this or that. Or this effect when I do that. And it's a lot of those things.
But that's because you keep doing it too.
Exactly.
So it just evolves the skill and you keep trying new things and yeah.
And accidentally, I wanted to do this rubber flooring that you have in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it on that logo. The backdrop is
I saw a hand.
And a hand print, because of the powder that you use for not slipping. And Cocaine, yeah. But that stuff, you know what I did? I took a texture brush. I just splattered some on. And then I put bevel and emboss on it. And it just looked like the perfect texture. I was okay, I guess that's a thing. And it just it doesn't look like bevel and emboss, And that's there's a satisfaction in that is just I used, this thing.
You cheated the system.
Exactly. Because what I don't do with these logos is I don't paint on them. Yeah. I don't add anything drawn at all at this stage because I don't have time to draw stuff. That takes longer. So I just try to, I make basic shapes and then I do something with them where I give them a texture or something. And then I just, I try to just as quickly and as much cheating as I possibly can to get something that doesn't look, I don't know, crap entirely, but I try to get them to a finished level. If someone looks at them, they're oh, this is done. And then your brain, the bar is higher. Yeah. So I never reach that, but I reach close enough. And that's, I think, the practice. I think the previous one that I made, the Pixel Papa, was like it was closer to like a rendered thing than this one was, for example. I felt that one was clear in its concept, but I don't really care. Like, all in all, I'm not going to use this for anything. I just make logos.
You achieved what you wanted to achieve.
Exactly. It's that one practice thing and then move on.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of fun. So I can still recommend that. Like, just find whatever and then just try to limit it. And then see how that limitation of time helps you create, you know. And if your time runs out and you failed today, that's fine. Like, the next day, see how far you come. Either tackle the same thing you did yesterday or, you know, move on to the next one and then revisit that one later. But I think just like that daily sort of thing can help you, because I don't want to draw right now. Like, I have this, like, fight or flight thing happening when I think about drawing. So I choose to run right now. It's just flight. And I'm cool with it because I've done this before, and logos is working for me right now. So I'm just like, I'm taking that as a win. Yeah. And, you know, just playing video games.
Which is all you need.
All you need. Yeah. Waste your life with video games.
I did write a little bit more as well. So there's that. But it was very little, and
I came up with a really cool movie idea.
Oh, yeah?
And I forgot it because I didn't write it down.
I did too. And I wrote it down.
Son of a bitch.
And it's pretty much From
same
Dusk Till
movie?
Dawn. But better.
Dude, my idea was, I don't even remember anymore. But it was like, Robert would like this. I need to tell Robert about this. Like, he's gonna, and then I forgot about it.
Of course.
And it was like
Dude,
earlier.
Just immediately write me.
I know.
You know, see me as your notes.
Dude, yeah. but you said something earlier on the show that reminded me of that idea.
Oh,
and I was
really?
like, yeah, I totally forgot what that was. Yeah.
Well, maybe you'll come up with it. Yeah.
No.
On the bathroom or in the shower.
I don't remember what I was doing when I came up with the idea. That's the thing. Like, it's like when you don't facilitate an idea by doing something with it.
Oh, yeah.
It disappears.
But it's going to come back at one point. If it's a good one, it's going to come back.
Maybe, because something triggered the idea. I was like, no one has done a movie about X.
Yeah.
Or like, no one... Oh, shit. I remembered.
There you go.
Ah!
X gonna give it to you.
Okay, we're going to talk about that idea later.
Awesome.
Okay, I need to write it down. So, Robert talk.
Robert talk.
But I'm done with the Toolies.
Yeah, and we are moving on to the retro. And we are in the retro. Awesome. Because Ilias haven't seen anything. I'm just gonna go.
I saw
through,
Boba.
Yeah,
Bubba.
And
no, we can talk about the monkey.
Yeah, we're gonna
That
talk
hits.
about the monkey and we're gonna talk about the Boba. Yeah, I've kept watching Peacemaker, and it's still like one of my absolute favorite shows right now. It's crazy how perfect it is for me. It is like James Gunn went into my head and just saw, like, this is what Robert would love to watch, and made a show. Like, it's just perfect for me in every single way.
How much better is this show than the movie that I hated called something?
The Suicide Squad?
Oh, shit, that was it. Yeah.
It's a totally different thing. Like,
Really?
it helps if you've seen the Suicide Squad, so you have established the character, because he is an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
But this really grounds him, and it just takes...
So you mean that this should have come out before...
No.
Okay, no.
No. Because it does keep...
Continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the thing.
Okay.
But they give you a preview, like... So you don't have to have seen the Suicide Squad. You can just start watching it, because you get like a little bit of a flashback, and they tell you what you need to know. But it helps
They spoil
because
the movie.
he is that character.
Yeah.
But then they take him out of the context of Harley Quinn, Boomerang, like all of these other characters, and just have him.
This feels like such a Marvel thing, though.
I know, which is why it's good.
But
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's where they failed so much.
I
Instead
know.
of becoming their own thing, they've just done Marvel without the humor.
But
You
this
know what
is
I mean?
why I love this, because
Yeah.
this is its own thing.
Okay, cool.
This one, like, you can really tell that James Gunn is just so over the whole woke and PC and all of this. Like, it's not that, but it still is.
But that's the thing.
Like they keep it just within the frame of, like,
but I
getting
think,
too far.
Yeah. But I think that's what the problem has been, is that it's done, you know, like, this movie is also a commentary on, you know, or like a reflection of our society. Like, no.
There are, like, glimpses of it, because obviously you have to have, like, a character that is a lesbian, because you have to have that community, and no. Like, that feels maybe a little bit forced, but not too much. You still sort of buy it.
But I think our society is in a transition phase where right now it's so much like it's in the ether or whatever the fuck you say.
It's just every day.
No, but I mean that the society is trying to include, like, before it becomes the new normal, like, which it should have been from the get-go, you know, accepting everyone. But right now, this transition phase is, you know, it's having its growth pains or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So everything feels very sort of on the nose, you know, like, we have to have this, and we have, instead of just like, that is perfect, this is the movie, you know, like, and
like, this person's gay, that person's black, that person's Asian, like, because they just are. You know?
But I mean, you have a diverse cast because that's how it was written. Now you're retconning all this stuff, you know, and it's becoming this, like...
But they do all of that in the show, but with, like, a wink, kind of, like, it's all... And it's all, like... The humor is so perfect, because it's not, like, dumber type funny humor, but it's just everyday life. And this character is such
I need to watch
a
this.
dumb character in a way. Like, he's a big buffoon and a bully, and he doesn't have any friends. And then, you know, you cut to the next scene, and he's in his bed crying because, like, why do I always push people away? And why do I, like, that's my defense. And he's like, he's so broken inside and destroyed.
Yeah,
and his only way of being himself is being this bully character. Nobody likes him because he is that way, and he wants everybody to like him. And it's, you know, it just keeps going.
Okay.
So it's...
I hope that it delivers on those things. Like, I'll watch it.
And that's the thing. Like, I hate hyping up shows like this, especially when I really love them.
Especially when it's DC.
Yes, very much so. But it's just, for me, perfect. Yeah. And the music is great. And now I've actually seen the episode with my friend's song in it. Dude, it's
very cool.
For one, the coolest episode. Like, the thing they do in that episode, I'm not going to spoil it because you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But it's just, like, one of the most memorable...
But is the song part of that as well? Or
no.
Is it, no.
But...
Son of a bitch.
And I can spoil where the song is, but the song is the end. Like, so, like, it hypes up towards the cliffhanger, and the song kicks in, and then it's the whole song throughout the whole ending, end credits and all that. So they get the best airtime, I guess, which was amazing. And it just, like, for me, it was just like this epiphany of watching that and realizing, holy shit! Like, every band in this show is probably as hyped as I was with Jonathan, like, when he told me about it, and, like, we're fucking in the DC show. Like, it's, you know, it's the biggest thing.
No, it's the worst universe. No, just kidding. Yeah, it's awesome.
But it's, like,
really
just
cool.
This no-name band. Dude. Not all of them are no-name, but most of them are, like, just new bands. And they're getting this fucking airtime on this really cool show. But yeah, the humor is great. The feels are there. The characters are so grounded
maybe
and
this
great.
is the first time where DC actually managed the feels.
It doesn't feel like a DC show. Let's just put it that way.
I think that's what they need to do with the DC universe, is to scrap it. Yeah. And then just, like, this is the CD universe. Just, like, flip those letters.
Yeah. No, this is
Comics Detective.
This is very like The Boys, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, kind of the same.
Because The Boys could have been DC, you know what I mean?
For sure. Or
maybe it is.
Like, because
what is it? What is it?
I think it's like
Amazon.
Or
I don't know. Okay, yeah.
Something like that.
But what I mean is, like, The Boys are doing what DC should have been. You know what I mean? That's what it feels. It feels like they have their Superman.
Oh, yeah.
And they have this thing, and they have a Batman, you know.
And now they have a supernatural Cap.
Yes.
That's going to be so interesting to see.
Very interesting.
Jensen.
Yeah.
Äcklig.
It means disgusting in Swedish.
Yeah. But yeah, so Peacemaker is my number one top pick of
Yeah,
everything.
you said it was better than Arcane, which is like
for
wow.
me. For me.
No,
So don't put
no,
it. Don't
no,
put it on
it's
that
too late.
pedestal.
It's too late. It's too late. You've
No,
ruined-
you
Nah,
would
just
have
kidding.
watched it if you believe that.
No.
Arcane is a whole different
Yeah,
thing.
of course,
and
it's animated. It's something else.
But
yeah.
let's put it this way: Arcane, I've seen it the one time,
But
and this show is not finished, but I've seen it 4 times over already. I've just kept watching
But
it.
that's what I've been thinking. Like, you've watched this show more than you've watched any of the Marvel ones. So
Yeah.
that is
It's
saying
just
something.
like I think it's also because like when you see it the
You're-
first time, it's like you're a little bit like, is it good? Like, do I really like it?
Oh, okay,
like,
okay.
there's
Because of
like-
DC, you're like,
yeah, you're
starting
so
to question
conflicted,
yourself.
and
yeah.
you're like, this. It shouldn't be this good.
It's like when
And
you're
it's like, there's something there.
You know what it
Just
reminds me of?
keeps
Like when
going.
you're really sure about something, and then a friend says like, I don't think that's a thing actually. I read yesterday, and then you get unsure from being like 100% sure about something. You get that doubt thing.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like watching this show. Is like,
Do I like it? Like
'cause
I
it's a
shouldn't
DC
like
I
this.
shouldn't like this,
but
yeah.
I do.
Yeah, like
it's-
like too much.
Yeah.
Like it is just
and
like
I heard that it's been one of the most streamed shows in like
cool
like
on HBO Max.
yeah, probably. But yeah, so it's broken
Okay,
some
yeah.
records. So
Yeah,
so it
that's
is
cool.
getting well received. But
Very
I
cool.
still haven't seen any like reviews or anything for it.
Dude, I've heard no one talk about
Exactly.
this, but I watch nothing. So
I think like the one person that I follow that's talked about it said that he's gonna wait until the whole show is out and he'll review it as one. Because I think everybody's thinking what we are, it's a DC
Yeah.
thing, and like
Well,
does
you-
it deserve our time?
I,
You know.
I still feel like I'm gonna hate it,
Yeah.
but I feel curious about it.
Yeah.
because you
I say
sold it
go
in, that
in
way.
with that expectation, like
Dude, it's
because
DC.
yeah,
You said the Suicide Squad was good. I went there. I was like, "What the fuck is this movie?" I hated it so much,
yeah.
all the time.
There you go.
So we'll
Yeah.
see.
No,
I think I'm
let's
gonna-
just say I loved this show so much. I went back to watch the Suicide Squad again just because I wanted to see more
How was
of
that?
Peacemaker.
Okay.
It just makes it even better,
okay,
actually.
yeah, I do get it.
Yeah.
That I can actually get.
Yeah, and you're gonna love like I guess the best friend within quotation marks.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is the coolest character ever. Oh man, yeah, I can't wait until you actually see it, and so we can
So we
really,
can talk about
really,
it. But
really
I'll try
talk
to
about
watch it until next week. How long are the episodes?
40, 45.
Okay, the usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, the usual.
So it's 8 episodes. So if you just wait 2 more weeks, you have the whole
Jesus.
thing.
Nah, we'll just watch it now. Fuck it.
So, and then we can
I'll try to watch a couple of episodes of this.
try and catch up for next week, and then hopefully you've seen the whole thing if
Yeah.
you do like it. I guess just see if you like it. You know,
That's what I'll
Yeah,
start with.
yeah.
Because I've started like giving up on shows right now
Yeah.
that I'm just like, no.
and yeah, I've really become bad at the whole sort of this is really good, like giving tips. Because I was like really hyping up Tenant for
Oh, shit. No.
Sana, and I'm like, yeah, this is a great movie. It's gonna be weird. You're not gonna understand shit, but it's a cool movie. And then watched it, and it's so bad now.
Really?
It's so bad now. Like it's
once you
super
have-
slow.
Oh, yeah.
And she was not understanding anything,
But
and
I
I
think
was
you need
just
to
sitting.
see it at the cinema
Yeah.
with the music and the stress.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because
Seeing it
yeah.
on your TV, you're 55,
Yeah.
mind you. It was really bad, and I just had this lump in my stomach because I was like hyping it up, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna get cooler towards the end when you start
Yeah.
realizing this and this. And she was like, but you said I'm not gonna understand anything at the end anyways, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's kind of true. So like, what's the point? And I'm like, let's just keep watching. And she hated it even more than she hated The Matrix, and it's just yeah.
Oh, you watched The Matrix and you hated it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, The Matrix is not
The
what
new
it-
one or the
No, the old one. The first one. Like the
Yeah.
only one, I guess.
The one.
Nice. They can be only one. So yeah, that didn't work. And then yesterday I did another one of those, and I was like, The Crow.
Oh,
It's like one of the
no.
best movies in my life.
Yeah.
I love this movie.
I'm never gonna watch The Crow again. I thought
Oh
about
my-
it
oh my
yesterday
God.
because I saw like fan art of The Crow. I was like, no,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, same thing. Like that lump in the stomach, and I was like, "Oh no, I did it again."
Eric.
But then she was like, "Well, at least this was better than the Matrix." And I was like,
Oh.
"Okay, good." Yeah.
Like 3
And she was kind of
misses.
crying at the end as well.
Okay.
So like, she still got the feels.
How bad it was? Like, Robert, why?
But yeah,
Why?
it's not as good as you remember it. I'm really sorry, but
yeah, not watching it.
it's still one of my favorite movies. Like,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be taken away from me that easy. But it does feel more like a really long MTV music
But
video.
dude, that is a movie worth remaking.
Mm-hmm. Jason Momoa was signed on to be Eric Draven. So
This feels so buff though.
I know he needs to be the skinny.
Skinnier. Like I would like that more. I think
Yeah,
like the Edward Scissorhand physique.
yeah.
No, but just like a bit scrawnier. would
Actually,
be
the guy
cooler.
from Dune, like the
yes,
kid.
dude, the kid. Yeah, that
just
would be
like a normal,
perfect. Yeah,
normal kid, not
that would be actually really good.
because even Brandon Lee is buff. Like you
No,
know,
he is, but I think it works because he's not like overly buff. Like he's he's not
normal buff, but you know, and he's in a rock band, so I guess he needs to look good on stage
Yeah.
and whatever. But yeah, I would like to see more of the scrawny, geeky dude. You know, the average
No, but
Joe.
I'm just thinking like the Crow comic, like the
Mm-hmm.
book it was based or comic that it was based upon.
Yeah,
Like he does have muscle there as well, but
Yeah.
I feel like he is a bit on the scrawnier side though.
yeah, he's lean.
Lean, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's the word, and I like that. Like I would like to not Iggy Pop
No.
lean, but
I'm doing an Iggy Pop this week actually.
Iggy, holy
Iggy.
shit.
Sticky Iggy. Yeah.
But I would love to see a remake of The Crow.
Yeah.
Where they don't rely solely on CGI though.
Exactly.
Like,
You don't need it at all.
I don't think you need it. Yeah,
No,
there is
it's a
nothing
perfect revenge
supernatural-
movie.
Yeah,
The story is really, really
Yeah.
good, and that's something that I was analyzing yesterday. Like, you can really remake this in a good way. And the fact that they haven't already, it just really
Yeah.
boggles my mind. And yeah, I can't, again,
And,
like
yeah.
Jason Momoa, I don't know.
I like him, but
Yeah.
I don't want him as the Crow. And
No.
he probably do like
He'll rock it.
yeah, but I just no.
I mean, the Rocket.
The Rocket, the Rock as Eric Draven.
Yeah, why not? But yeah, those were the ones. And Office Space also.
Ah, classic.
Just because.
I actually really want to watch it,
Yeah,
and I've said
did.
this like we said it just before Christmas as well. I totally forgot it.
It's
And
on
then I
Disney. so
The
you
best
can
thing
see
is
it.
you talk about these like both The Crow and The Office or Office Space,
Yeah.
and I just like both of them yesterday. Like they were in my head.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. That's
What?
the weird thing. Yeah.
Damn.
So when you said them, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
It's like, what's happening?
There you go.
Robert is the algorithm of Facebook that's just like, oh, you thought about this or you talked about this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll watch
here
it.
you
then.
are.
Yeah, yeah, because you don't have time.
Yeah.
Because you have to play other games.
Yep.
I'll watch it for you.
But talking about assassins, though, let's
Yeah.
talk about Hitmonkey.
Oh
the
my God.
garbage show on Disney Plus.
Yeah, I was kind of hyped when I
Dude,
just saw like the images.
Yeah,
and
but that's
stuff.
why I watched it. I saw like a monkey in a suit with sunglasses, like
And a
oh,
sword.
it's like a hitman.
Yeah, I'm like,
And Hitmonkey
cool-
is such a
cool concept.
Cool concept.
I loved it. And then
Dude, 5 seconds in,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
it was like they were trying to emulate Archer, but worse.
Dude, that was exactly what I thought when I
Yeah.
saw it. I was like, but Archer is like, it's like, think what you want about the style, but it's well done.
Yeah, it is.
It's like
It
garbage
looks good.
well done.
It's
yeah.
like
it's like
it's not poking in your eye.
Yeah, but this one is just terribly bad. Like
Yeah.
the anatomy on the face is like a bit off, and the lines feel like I don't know. There's something off with everything in this
It
show.
felt like
Cheap.
You know, Maddie could have done this so much better in one day. Like if
Dude,
he
everything
animated
Maddie
the whole-
does. Yeah,
I
dude.
know. That's a bad example, but yeah, it's like.
But this has
ridiculously-
production in it. Like
it's
somehow.
Marvel.
Yeah.
it's fucking Marvel. What happened?
But I agree with you though, because Matthias throws out these really like quick shorts that he does, sometimes overnight, a couple of days, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like something that he does on the side, and it looks really fucking good.
Yeah.
And this show has like a studio behind it. And
Yeah.
it's dog shit. Like, it's so annoyingly bad that it's hard to watch.
That's exactly.
And it has Sudeikis doing the voice, you know.
Yeah.
And it has, like, I like the monkey. Like, I really like the monkey. But they just, like, it's such a hard watch.
Yeah. But the concept is so good.
It's so good. Like a monkey in a suit that is like a hitman. And
Yeah.
it looks really cool. Like, the monkey's well done.
Yeah.
Like, actually, the monkey's maybe the only thing in that show that looks not stupid.
Yeah.
And especially when he gets the glasses and the
suit.
The suit, yeah. But it's just like I got like 2 episodes and a little more in, and I was like, I can't. Like,
yeah. I only did the first one, and that was
No.
that was a stretch. I really felt.
You
like
know what the
turning
first
it off
episode? You know what my favorite thing was?
when it ended.
Yes,
Yeah.
but before that, the monkey when he throws the backpack on its back, basically, and like, and with the like, I don't remember what part, but there are some parts in one of these episodes. They're all one episode right now because it was dog shit. But it was just like sometimes when the monkey moves really fast, where you don't see it.
Yeah.
Like it moves really quickly and just shoots a couple of people in brutal ways. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're talking like seconds.
Yeah.
That's the good part. And then the rest is just like, I like the idea of the sort of, I'm just going to spoil it. It's shit.
Yeah.
Like the monkey, like an assassin ends up in the
Pretty
Arctic.
much Deadpool. Like Wade Wilson Deadpool.
Yeah, but
like,
not.
He's just this sort of fun.
Yeah.
Like he just,
I didn't make that like Wade Wilson connection,
no,
but
just
he's
drinking and
basically-
being an ass
Yeah.
and having like a good time with no friends.
Yeah, but basically he just ends up in this like Arctic place with monkeys, and you know, people come to kill him. He dies. They kill all the monkeys as well, and then you know, one of the monkeys kills everyone else because it has anger management problems. And but basically, it's such a dumb premise that could have worked though had it been written a bit better or executed a bit better. But and then the monkey starts seeing the assassin, like something connects them, and
what is that?
exactly.
Like-
I think that's going to be revealed, but whatever it is, and they do touch upon it later in like episode. I don't care.
Okay.
But it's just not interesting enough to keep you watching because it's so badly done.
Yeah.
So like anything that DC has done, comic or like cartoon wise, like the animated shows, is even their worst is better than this.
Yeah.
But it's just that there is something there, but they just can't But I like the concept of like this dead assassin. The monkey can see him, and you know it
They're
starts this.
communicating.
Yeah, exactly, and he understands the monkey,
Yeah.
and the monkey understands him now.
Yeah.
But it's just it's just like it's not well executed enough to be worth your watch, unfortunately.
No. And another animated show that's on Prime now is Vox Machina.
Oh, I watched the first 3 episodes.
Yeah,
that
me-
were-
me-
Vox Machina
me too.
is just the podcast that I listen to.
Oh, okay.
The Dungeons and Dragons podcast.
Yeah, it's
Their first campaign.
It was
that's what they're-
entertaining, but it kind of feels like
dude.
something that you've seen also.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, oh,
it
we're
was
doing this
like-
fantasy thing,
Yeah.
but with like today's humor and drinking and profanity.
Dude, it
and
is
blood.
basically the podcast. It is.
Yeah.
And it's the people that do the voices are playing their own characters, which is fun.
Okay.
So it's all just, people that you know. David Tennant. No, is that what it's called? What is Tennant guy? Yeah, I think it's called David Tennant.
I don't know.
The guy that played Doctor Who. And
okay.
also the bad guy in Jessica Jones.
Oh, okay.
The guy that looks like you.
Doctor Who.
But no. It's fun. It's a bit, this podcast, a lot of bags of dicks all the time.
Yeah.
Very crude, but I think they're finding their way. So I think the show is going to sort of.
Plus, the animation is way better than the monkey.
The monkey,
Yeah.
The monkey you can just scratch.
Yes.
Like if you thought about it, don't ruin that image that you have
Exactly.
of that show. Vox Machina was worth a watch. I don't know if I'm.
Like, it was fun to have on in the background. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I
Didn't
watched
get,
it.
like,
I
super
did
invested,
enjoy it, but
but-
I didn't get invested
No.
either. But I think for me, since I've listened to the podcast, like the first campaign that those characters are based off, it's really fun to actually visually see them and then see how far they sort of do not meet what I imagined.
Yeah.
So it is fun, and it has like a big community around it as well. So there's like there is something there if you enjoy the show.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it evolves. I think I'm gonna keep watching it. Maybe I'll forget about it. I don't know.
Keep watching it
Because it's also an episode a week type thing.
Yeah, exactly. They released 3 episodes, and now it's episodic.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yes.
But the Bob.
Yeah. Before we go to Bob,
Bobby.
I started playing a little game.
Oh yeah.
I started a new game because still not drawing. But I wanted something like a game that wasn't like shooting and killing right now because I've played a lot of those games. And so I just felt like I want something with story. That's basically my biggest sort of drive when I play games. And I'm playing the slowest game. And I said like I don't want a slow game. But there's this game called Disco Elysium, and it is
Coolest name ever.
yeah, and it's just but it's just like it looks like concept art. The whole game, looks like a sketch.
Nice.
A bit more refined in certain places, but it's a very cool looking game. But it's so slow, and it's basically like a point and click adventure, But you can actually steer your character. You don't have to click and then he walks there.
Nice.
But there's still like that clicking thing. If you want him to look at something, then you have to click.
Oh,
but
okay.
otherwise, you can walk freely. Like there's an actual. You can control your character however you want.
Yeah.
Nice. But the game basically is like a murder has happened, and the day where you enter as a detective. You've drunk, like, you've been on a binge and you have amnesia because of said binge, drugs, alcohol, whatever the fuck. You trash your room. You just wake up in your underwear in your room. Like, the window is broken. Like, everything just looks like a mess, and
Awesome.
dirty. Like, you've been doing this for a while,
Oh, okay.
And it's such a psychological game. It's like a lot of text, and this is the final cut. So they've like recorded more voices, so you don't have to read as much if you don't want to.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of like almost everything written is narrated throughout the game, as far as I've come, and I've played a lot. And it's such a cool game that like there's this main story, which is the murder. Then there's the mystery of what the fuck you did the night before, or, so you lost your mind. And you don't even remember your name. You remember nothing. Like, people are telling me I'm a detective, basically. And you just, like, run around in this little town trying to figure out who the fuck murdered someone. And you don't even know what the fuck, like, you do detective shit or police stuff, but you don't know about them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're discovering this sort of like, oh, this is this, and you get to ask people about that stuff to resolve the mystery of what happened, but also you get to ask like existential questions about like what is reality, blah blah blah, and it's so well written. And also you get to like face self-doubt and stuff like that. When he looks in the mirror, that's also like a part of the puzzle where you can, and it's basically like a roll of the dice. So you can build up different skills, and there are so many of them. And it's like strength, volition, logic, like so many things. You can just invest like points that you unlock by talking to people, and you can get smarter or more. You can get like
Tougher.
yeah, exactly. You can get like more. How do you say, like intimidating and stuff like that. You can build your character as you see fit, and the different characters that you talk to. Sometimes you need to be able to like rhetoric, like you got to build that to be able to have like a back and forth with someone, or and all the different characters. Like sometimes there's like this check that you need to meet, so you need to you need to have the skill basically to be able to talk to this person. Or you can talk to them, but there's a chance, there's like a 1 to 100% where you just like where are you on that scale. So if you haven't invested in logic, you might not be able to understand what happened in this crime scene. So you can
cool.
build, you can do drugs. Like drugs help you sort of like open up your mind, but it hurts your health. So there's no action element to this game. You can take psychological damage, and you can lose health for various reasons, for doing stuff. And if you do, you'll die. But it is just like, it's all psychological, and you just get to explore this little place,
Cool.
And it's such a cool world that they built up in this sort of limited world. Like, it's a small place, but it's like a cool little world, and it's such a slow game. It's such a nice game to play when you just, like, if you're not into, like, running around and, like, reflex pressing buttons and, like, it's not skill-based in that.
Thinking man's game.
It's a thinking man's game, yeah, but it's a game that everyone can play. You just need to go around and talk to people, and there's a lot of dialogue that you have to listen to, and if you enjoy that and making choices, basically, it's fun. Like, it's really fun trying to sort of figure out what happened.
Color
and who the
me
fuck
intrigued.
Yeah, but it is a very slow game.
Awesome.
Disco Elysium. Like, I can really, really recommend it. And
just the name alone sells it.
But
sure.
it is, just look it up. Look at a little trailer or something. It's just like such a cool game. But like I said, if you don't like slow games, this is not for you.
Cool. No, I'll try to look it up after I'm done racing in a year.
You're I don't think you're gonna like it. It's super, super slow.
But I do enjoy the slow also.
I'm a big fan of like adventure games in that sense. This one has like, it's so much dialogue, and it's so dark that it gets funny at times, Like, you get to say some stupid shit. Like, you look rich. Can I have some money? And it's such a, like, it's drugs, and it's amnesia, and it's a murder, and it's all like very sort of like noir.
What do you mean I won't like it? It sounds amazing.
It's noir and dark, and then you get to say shit like that.
I love it. Oh, cool.
It is. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely get it just to have it, and then we'll see if
I think it was fairly cheap. Maybe not. I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't remember.
But cool.
But yeah, that was it. And now Boba.
Bubba.
Hey, Boba.
Bubba.
Okay, so if you've listened this far, spoilers ahead for the Boba Fett show.
Episode 5 and 6.
And all the others. So if you haven't seen it, thank you so much for listening. We're going to spoil the fuck out of this one.
Yeah. Where to even begin? Fuck Boba Fett. I love Mando. There you go.
Dude, and the thing is, I would like Boba Fett, but they've done nothing with him.
No, but they did. Like, Mando is Boba Fett. And then they went Disney with Boba.
Yeah, because there's money in that,
I guess.
Banana stand.
But I really, really don't understand what they did or why they did it. Nobody does. I've listened to so many people talk about this because it's become a big thing. I haven't thought about
that, but I kind of like the introduction that he got.
Yeah.
Did he need his own show?
No. Like, and I looked into it. Apparently, it's only 2 minutes of runtime with Boba Fett in the whole Holy Trilogy. 2 minutes. And that's still my favorite character of the three first.
And that's, I think, why they want to make money off of it.
Yeah.
And that is like I said, the next big thing. Mm-hmm. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's not passion that drives the project. Like Star Wars was a passion project for said dude.
Yeah, and Mando was a passion project for
those nerds. Yeah.
And then Boba is like, oh, but that's a famous
money
thing.
grab. But that's a money grab.
We're going to make money.
It's like Grogu fit the Mandalorian thing.
Yeah.
And if they would make like this is the Grogu show, money grab. Yeah. Like, unfortunately.
And that's probably going to be a thing. Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah. But yeah, so like if we just keep going, it is episode 5 now, and that is The Mandalorian.
That was such a, like, I paused. I was like, what did I miss on the episode? Like, did I fall asleep at the end? I go back. I was like, nope, saw this whole thing. Yeah. Then went back to the 5th episode and like, Mando!
And seriously, like the whole Boba show, like, if you remember how much I was screaming for the Mandalorian show.
Yeah.
Like, the whole of Boba, I've just been sitting watching, like, quietly.
Yeah.
Tired look in my eyes. And then episode 5, and I'm bouncing around in the sofa again.
Dude,
like, it was so
excited.
awesome.
And when we met today,
yeah.
it was like, did you see the latest Mando? You were like, yeah, like when we talked about it. It was like, oh, wait, not Mando, Boba Fett.
Exactly.
And
like,
2 episodes now have been just Mando.
It just took over the whole thing.
And I'm so happy.
But it's also so sad.
Yeah, but I don't really care because I love Mando. Like,
yeah.
And on these 2 episodes alone,
yeah,
the amount of I give a shit that I've felt surpasses everything that we've seen of Boba.
100% yes.
And he's had the mask on the whole
time. The whole time. Again, they're just doing it perfectly the way it should be, and the way Tamora Morrison has always wanted it to be with the Boba character as well, like the actor playing Boba Fett.
Why? Like how? Like they just put Mando on screen and immediately it works.
Because he's got the mask on.
Yeah, maybe that's it. But fuck, even the voice is so good. Like the Mandalorian, like
so comforting in a way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's perfect. It was
really good. It was really good.
But yeah, just that opening sequence with him in that slaughterhouse, slaughtering
the house,
and fucking using his dark saber.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah.
Oh, seeing that in action and him not knowing how to wield it, and it's like so
and
clunky.
then being explained because I totally forgot. Like I don't know if it was mentioned on the Mandalorian show how the blade works. Because you got that in this episode.
Yeah, no.
But it was... Because I was like, why the fuck is he doing that? Like, why is it to scare them? And then like, no, it's heavy as fuck if you if you don't understand how to use it.
And that's so cool because now you have another thing you want to see him master.
Yeah, of course.
And it's so
good.
Like, once we finally, hopefully, get that scene when he's like really wielding it like it's nothing.
I like the thing with the spear as well. Where did you get that spear?
Yeah.
It's like dangerous for us. Like there should not be a Beskar weapon.
Yeah.
Beskar is armor. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Because I was like, why don't you make Beskar bullets? So that's because they're going to kill us with them.
Yeah.
Like
they could shoot through anything.
Anything, yeah.
So cool.
Like a Beskar bullet just keeps going until it goes around the planet and comes back. And just like,
pretty much.
Fuck.
But so cool that they make the spear into a protective gear. It's such a cool way to twist it.
I really liked it.
And then also the whole battle for the Darksaber was really cool. And I learned later that character is played by Jon Favreau.
What?
Yeah, so that's also really cool.
But that fight was super slow.
Yeah, it was.
But you buy it because of the Darksaber, because when like the other guy gets it, it sucks as well. You know what I mean? Like they both suck with it.
And it's got a lot of meaning. Like if you really look at it, all he wanted was the Darksaber. He would have won the fight if he let it go and just fought.
Yes,
because he definitely had the upper hand. But because he was so adamant at having like the Darksaber's mine, it's my legacy.
And then when you saw him chop with it, it just like everything just it was like a sledgehammer basically. Like
so great. And I really love that.
And then, Mando just stab. You like stabbing? Hey, stabbing. I was like,
you remember I was really good at that stuff? Oh, yeah. But so cool. Like, that whole episode. Yeah. And then, like, also just enjoying him building the speeder thing. Like,
actually, yes.
Such a, like, calm, easy type of thing.
Yeah. It was so weird that...
But still more...
I had so many questions.
So much more than the
I
whole
love that ship
Boba.
now.
Yeah,
I love that ship. Like it's so
it's
fun.
It's a hot rod,
dude. But you know what?
Like it's got this fucking engine.
You know what the fun part was? As soon as he was taking it on a test drive, they made the scene that played out in my head immediately after. I was like, he's gonna get stopped, and then he's gonna just like burn out of it. As soon as she said, "This ship is faster than anything," the N1. Like it's faster than in my head. It already happened.
Yeah.
And then he goes up there, and they're like, "Hey, are you the guy? Do you used to drive like a Falcon's Crest or?"
Meep meep.
Yeah. And then like, he just disappears.
Like
it was so satisfying to me, although it was expected.
Same.
It was just so well done, and I think something that I really enjoyed in these episodes, once the ship was built, is the cockpit view of
Oh
It's
yeah,
so good.
it's like Top Gun.
Dude, but just
Yeah.
like that he has the glass top and you see him like a bit underneath
Yeah.
and you see the sky above him. It's so cool. Like
I
that
love it.
bottom view, like, the way that my mom uses a phone.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
like double chin type of view, like that low angle.
Yeah.
Works perfectly on Mando.
Yeah. No, so cool, so cool. So
It's like that low cockpit view. That
yeah,
sentence.
we've talked enough about balls. It's time for some cock.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, and then going into episode 6,
What
where
happened? No.
where we like I didn't expect to get this, but we get like a full Grogu and Luke episode
Mm-hmm.
where Luke is training Grogu and being frustrated with
Man,
training and like
yeah.
and the, like I wouldn't say the deep fake works all the time, but
But it
damn,
does
it's,
work.
It's evolved crazy.
Dude,
from
that's what
the
I was
first
gonna
one.
say as well. Like, I was surprised of like how well it worked.
Uh-huh.
Because like
In some scenes, it
yeah,
is.
it is perfect.
It's
yeah.
him. It's 100%
Yeah.
him.
I really don't enjoy the way he talks.
No.
In this, I don't know why. Like sometimes when he says stuff, I'm just like,
But it's also you
But
have
it
to
works,
consider
yeah.
that Grogu is his first student. He
Yeah, yeah,
hasn't
yeah.
taught anybody. He doesn't know how to teach.
no.
So I guess maybe
I'm not
that's
against
also,
it. It's just that
it's
the
it's
the
great.
thing is they're reenacting that old character,
Yeah.
and that's the thing. I think that
it's a
is
cool
big-
callback.
It is, and it's fine. It's good
yeah.
enough to work.
Yeah. And also having Ahsoka in that episode is really cool because she was the Padawan of Luke's dad. Like it's just like this cool connection happening.
But also just like keeping the characters there without, they're not losing the characters.
No.
Like she's there, she does the thing, and then she
Yeah.
leaves
Yeah.
basically.
And I mean, she's getting her own show, and we'll see how that's going to tie in.
I
Will
so
there
hope
be
that
more?
one is better. And I'm no big Star Wars fan, so I don't really give a shit. Mando was really good, and that's like I say hands down the best to come out of Star Wars ever.
And
Even
me, as a gigantic Star Wars fan, I
Yeah.
will agree. Mando is the best thing to come out of Star Wars ever. Like, I love Mando so much. And now, after having the first couple of episodes of Boba Fett and getting Mando back,
so good. Yeah,
it's just like, well, there you go. Like,
yeah.
it's
But I think
so
that,
sad.
Yeah, I know,
It's
I
so
know, I
fucking
know.
sad.
But I think that's also something that such a hard. Like you would think that Mando had to live up to Boba Fett somehow.
Yeah.
But he's such a better character. Like because he's actually had screen time. That matters.
Yeah.
Because Boba Fett has it's an iconic thing. But
He's
it's
not
very
doing anything of the iconic stuff where we know him
yeah
for.
exactly.
So they've just let everybody down, and then of course the whole pop star band that he's hired, like it's just
Yeah,
what the fuck,
still
man.
a bit, but it feels like they've toned them down a bit in this episode.
Yeah, but
the
as soon
latest
as I
one.
saw them, I got annoyed.
Yeah, but same here. I was like, these do not fit in
Like-
this universe.
Black Chewie, just kill him, like please.
Actually,
Yeah, chrysanthemum. Nobody would understand if I said
chrysanthemum,
chrysanthemum. But
sounds like a drug though.
I know. What was I gonna say?
But the we were talking about the Moped Boys or
Muppet Boys. No, something before
Muppet
that.
Boys.
But, yeah, we'll see how this wraps up because we only have one more episode of Boba Fett. It's only 7 episodes.
Oh, by the way, laughed so hard when I watched this episode again and just thought of because isn't the place called Moss Vespa or something like that? And I was like, they were all driving Vespas. I was like, this is terrible. Like, just like there's a joke somewhere in there. I was just like, no,
yeah,
and no,
maybe kind of.
yeah.
But- But we did get introduced to another Clone Wars character who I would
I
say
haven't
is
seen Clone Wars.
pretty much the coolest character.
Oh,
in live
okay,
action
okay.
now.
The end of the
The end of the 6th episode.
yeah.
Holy shit.
Shit, that voice though. God damn.
And I
Is it
didn't-
the same voice from the cartoon?
I can't remember. I wanted to
He
check
was
that out,
cool.
but I didn't.
Like that's the way you do a Star Wars character because the things with it felt Star Warsy, whereas the
Do you know what that is? Like, if you want some geeky knowledge.
No.
So he has some tubes running from his throat out to like a back thing. So the character is the most badass bounty hunter in the whole of the galaxy, and he is super duper old, and he's fought a lot of Jedi and Darth users. So he's actually used, like he's operated on his throat so they can't force choke him. So that's what that is.
Oh, that is so cool.
And it also allows him to breathe in space and stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, so because he knows that the force choke is one of the like best weapons from a Jedi, because he can disarm them with the lightsaber and whatever. He's taken that out of the equation.
Yeah, he
so
also
he is like,
injured Vanth.
Yeah.
I don't like. I really liked
But
Vanth.
that's how cool
I
he
was
is.
so happy to see him again. Like when
Yeah,
the
me
episode
too.
starts, that was like, yes!
And him being this
Yeah.
badass, just kicking that spice and like,
Yeah.
fuck the spice. I don't give a shit about
I don't
money.
care about Spice Girls.
Yeah.
Or Spice Boys, actually.
Yeah. But
Spice Aliens.
what's his name? Cad Bane, I think, is the lone, like the scary cowboy dude.
Oh, shit. I don't remember. He never said his name in this episode.
Yeah.
So.
No, he
I didn't catch your name.
and he's battled Obi-Wan and all of these. Like he's
Yeah, he was so cool. And they actually managed to give him weight.
yes.
Like when he comes in and looks down and he just talks.
And
in his voice.
definitely like I would say the most Western moment in
Dude,
the whole
so
show.
much.
Like him coming up in the horizon and just that warm, fuzzy
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
And you know what?
And you just felt danger straight away. You're
yeah.
like,
You know what the best
that's
thing
a
is
bad
when
fuck.
Timothy
Oliphant,
Oliphant or Vanth just like you see him. Oliphant. It's actually really good. But when you see the bad guy there.
Yeah.
And Oliphant just walks into the middle of the street.
He just he knows and he's just ready.
No, but the best thing is when the way they film that is there's going to be a standoff. Yeah, and that is such a classic way to kind of portray that, when they're walking
and
out
how
to
much
them.
don't you hate the fucking deputy? Like when he comes out.
Yeah.
It's like,
even
"Dude,
Vanth
dude."
hates him.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He's like,
And you can just see he doesn't want to look towards him.
because
But
he could have
knows.
just lied there and then
Yep.
then still joined the thing. Instead, they end up getting shot because he gets unfocused watching him doing because he knew he was going to react and then blah, blah, blah. And then they
Exactly.
both get.
Yeah. But that it's going to be super interesting to see what happens with that. There's so many pieces up now.
Yeah.
And it's going to be
and
like
it's all thanks to Mandalorian.
yeah, an all-out war, whatever. But the last sort of the choose scene.
Yeah, that was
It's
good.
like it's so great having that cliffhanger. It's like, okay, what's he gonna choose? Because
Yeah,
it's
such a heavy. My problem with
I don't know.
Grogu is not really a problem.
Yeah.
What I have a hard time understanding is where is he psychologically, age-wise? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he feels a bit like a baby all the time, and
Yeah.
he's like,
50.
yeah, and he's 50, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's like
But he also
Where-
ages extremely slow.
slow, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
so-
that's where is he on a spectrum of like. You know what I mean? Like his understanding. Does he understand, like good or bad? Or does he understand like intricate conflict? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. I mean, he should
I don't
technically be
know.
able to speak. He should technically be able to do anything a
That's what
50-year-old
he-
could. But
I don't
he's
understand.
still-
Because he doesn't talk. He doesn't do anything. Like he can barely walk.
yeah, and then but then he's like Luke is slowly locking up the skills.
Yes,
And
but
it's like, oh, now he can start
and that's
jumping
where
and
the
flipping
mystery
again.
starts. Why
It's
is
like-
he? It feels like compared to other people of his race, he feels sort of like like the spider suit has locked modes that Tony Stark hasn't activated.
Yeah,
that's what Grogu feels
What
like.
was it, babysitter mode?
Yeah, babysitter
or
mode, and
something
it
like
feels
that.
like
Yeah.
Grogu has
No,
a
training wheels.
Training wheels, yeah. Protocol, training
Training
wheels.
wheel protocol.
Yeah, and that's what it feels like with Grogu. It
Yeah.
feels like
He still-
can talk, he can do a lot of things, but someone has sort of done something.
Wiped this. Yeah,
exactly that.
because you get that flashback. And
Yes,
you see him
dude.
in Order 66 when the Jedi get slaughtered, and you have 3 Jedi protecting him.
And they suck. That's what I thought of. I was like, you
But
just
like,
got.
how long did they stand there blocking?
I know.
know?
No, I didn't
It's
mind.
like, what
I
the
really
fuck?
didn't mind. But I was just like, you got killed by stormtroopers?
Yeah.
I was like, the first time they fucking hit something,
They're clone troopers, all right?
Clone troopers,
Yeah,
okay.
there's a difference.
Oh, yeah, I saw they had the blue shoulder pad.
Like, they're all Boba Fett.
oh, shit.
You know what I
okay,
mean?
yeah. But, so
Yeah.
weren't the other ones also Boba Fett?
But it kind of puts Boba Fett
Or
in-
maybe like his, like, Boba Fett's, like, lesser brother that wasn't that good at aiming. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Boba not so fat.
Not so fat.
But
Not
yeah, so
fat.
he's definitely, like, Grogu's
Yeah.
definitely been through some shit.
Yeah.
That's been very
So
traumatic.
I
so
hope they
he's-
reveal some of that.
And that's also interesting. Like, that's another way.
Dude, I hope they don't go the coward's way with this character, though.
No,
You know, because, man,
make it dark. Like-
dude, I wish that the latest trilogy had gone that, where
Mm-hmm.
you switch Kylo Ren and Rey. Like, if they had done that,
Yeah,
I would have just loved it.
like the pursuit of darkness rather than
Yeah,
light.
because she's so frustrated that she gives in and he finds his way out. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, when did that happen in Star Wars? Like, when he died.
Yeah.
Like, when someone dies, that's when they figure, no. It would have been cooler to get that switch.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kylo has to, do something, and, and she becomes like a dark Sith.
He has to
That-
kill her, the love of his life.
Exactly.
And that's
They
big
have that
stakes.
connection and
Yeah.
something. But
Yeah.
no,
No.
that
Why-
would have been so cool, though.
Why
Fuck.
write something good? You know.
Dude, when she's in that
it's only Star Wars.
mind trap, when
Yeah.
she falls into that hole, like, that should have been the moment where they turned her, and then that's the end of the second movie.
Yeah.
Oh man, imagine her going like
Dark.
evil. Yeah. Oh,
She's in that
was-
tunnel and
Yeah.
she sees her reflection, and one of them just turns around and is, and then
And-
snap back, and that's her now.
Yeah, she just like flips. Yeah, that would have been
Yes.
so cool.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you
Parallel
see
universe.
that anger in her,
Mm-hmm. But she got left on a fucking planet as a slave. Wouldn't you be pissed?
Oh,
Wouldn't
man.
you hate every single
Everyone,
person?
yeah.
Yeah, you would go Anakin on the Tuscan
And
tent.
and
thing.
Kylo Ren has such a cool arc as well.
Yeah.
Where he does a lot of bad shit.
He
but
comes
then
from, good, and he goes against it like
Yeah,
any
yeah.
teenager, I
Yeah.
guess.
but then realizes,
And then
yeah.
it's like, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree,
yeah.
so of course he is a good guy.
But also their
Yeah.
connection. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then, like, it would have been cool to see that little transition where he kind of, like, she helps him come out of it.
Yeah.
But that pushes her more into the darkness, like the dark side, which would have been so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
Oh, they could have done so much.
But let's not talk about that one.
No, that's a whole different episode, and we have that
Yeah.
episode. Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, Boba, I don't know. I hope they can redeem it in the last episode.
yeah,
But it feels like if I was to recommend this show, like, you can't, like, we compared this show to Ivanhoe,
Yeah.
which is the biggest
Slap
piece
in the
of
face.
shit movie I've ever seen
Yeah.
as a kid.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, Ivanhoe, we're going to play this movie for some reason every fucking New Year's. And I saw it in school for the first time, I think.
Yeah,
As
me
part
too.
of, like, English class.
yeah, yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's the protagonist. And then he gets, like, knocked out. Like, basically in the beginning of the movie. And then he's knocked out the entire movie.
And gets put in a bacta tank and starts remembering stuff.
Basically, yes. And, we're, like, the last episode in and, like, you're fully healed. No! This is too late.
Yeah.
This is, like, you've had only 7 episodes. You've basically kept the protagonist knocked out, metaphorically speaking here.
Yeah.
Because he's out and about being...
He should have never been in that fucking tank.
Yeah.
He should have been scarred. He
Or
should
he-
have been damaged. He should have had his helmet on and
And
just
been
been
badass, yeah.
Killed everybody.
But
Oh,
the thing is, I
you're arguing
really,
with me?
really like him.
yeah.
But they've written nothing you can relate to. Mando was in the show for 2 seconds. I was like, oh, the feels.
Yeah.
And, like, just everything.
Stole the whole show.
Stole the whole show so that we started reflecting or, like, referring to the show as
Mando.
Mandalorian
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Like,
When I recommend the show now, or like if somebody
Yeah.
asks me, I'm like,
be
Uh,
disappointed for 5 episodes.
exactly.
or
just
4 episodes.
just
yeah.
wait until episode 5. or just skip the first 4 and
Skip
watch
the
episode
4.
5. Just start by 5. You know,
Dude, yeah. That could actually work. You watch The Mandalorian, the 2 seasons, and then you just start watching from episode 5 on
Yep,
Boba Fett,
there you
and
go.
and you'll be up to speed.
Yep.
Because I think that
It definitely works.
Yeah, it works.
Definitely.
You don't need any of the story
No.
before that.
No.
Just some key elements, maybe, but
Yeah. Take a little nap in between, like
Exactly.
episode 1
sleep
to 4.
1 to 4,
and then
just to rest
and then
up, and then
just-
start watching on
yeah,
the 5th.
there we go. The best tip
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Just a tip.
just a tip.
No, just
and,
a tip.
A tip. Our tip.
Yeah.
No.
Our tip.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
no.
we did.
My brain.
And here
my
comes
brain
the
is really
song.
slow, and I was
Yay!
like, "That sounded bad." I
Thanks
think we
for
saved
listening,
it.
everybody. And
yeah, see you next week for the coolest episode where we're gonna talk about.
Something we're gonna talk about.
Talk about.
Yeah,
I have nothing. My brain is fried.
yeah, mine too. I have such
Awesome.
headache, and yeah, let's go throw some darts.
Darts,
motherfucker.
yeah, because we need to get home and do cocaine.
And farts.
Farts, arts, darts, and shards. Cool story.
Awesome.
Up and away.
Skidoo.